All right, Titan fans, welcome back to week 8 of the Divinity League. Once again, none other than your boy Goose, joined by the magical. I'm gonna keep just adding
Just,
adjectives to
just
the
keep
announcer.
changing it
The
up every
magical,
time.
fabulous. No, we're joined here by Yanks, none other than the incredible, amazing, wacky, tacky, inflatable arm flailing tube Yanks. We're gonna work on the intros, but we got it going. We're going to be treated to a delightful top half of the table match. Our original scheduled match of ODZ versus TACW was canceled due to a forfeiture from Off Deza that will count as a loss in their stat column. Might take them off that top standing table, that number one seed that they were competing with the Rattle. But that's not what we're talking about tonight, because we have, again, TD Aftermath, who are looking like both teams looking like brand new squads, and TD Aftermath coming in at 5-2, rank 4, as well as Big Damage Energy coming in at 5-2. Both teams with entirely different rosters than what they started with at the beginning of the split. Yanks, can you talk to me a little bit about what's your opinion on changing the roster this late in the season? Right? Do you think it's like a detriment to teams? Do you think it will pay off going into playoffs, or teams figuring out that it wasn't going to work and like that? Because I think both of these teams that have changed their rosters completely weren't struggling. Right? They're in the top half of the table with the rosters they came into it. They weren't struggling. So what do you think is the cause for so much shakeup with both of these rosters coming in a week out of playoffs?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally think that Off Deza just straight 5-headed, so they don't have to show anything else, because they're just gonna watch all these other teams just run it down with all of these shakeups. I mean, look at BDE right now. You have nobody in their starting position from when they started in the beginning of the season. Killbot's coming on as a starting support. Dread Baron, taking up the mantle of starting ADC. I guess not swapping anymore. The mid laner's been changed, obviously, to Nabra. TLP is now taking his third position.
Let's go, bro. I'm hyped for this one, though, because he looked clean last week.
I mean, it's definitely clean, but if TD Aftermath was paying attention, you just don't give the guy Olaf and see what he does. You're going to ban out, Engage, Tank, Bruisers. TLP's a top lane support jungle. What else? All three of those, it's one thing. You're going to ban out, Bruisers and Tank Engages, and he's not going to be able to play anything else. You know what I mean?
You put respect on my man TLP name, dog.
I love the guy. I love the guy, but I'm talking to you straight. Week. I'm gonna talk to you guys straight. I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, Naba, basically plays control mages in the middle. Icy Point, brand new. We have no clue what he's doing. So, I mean, I'm hoping TDK and the bot and TD Aftermath, he's just gonna show up and just, tell him what's good.
Do you get more excited to see new players like Icy Point come into the league and maybe be like some kind of shining star, right? Do you get that rookie syndrome where the new and fancy and shiny is exciting, or do you like to see more of those tried and true that TDK can come and perform week after week? Do which one gets you more which one gets the juices flowing, right? Which one's more provocative?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Neither one of them are getting my juices flowing. No. I'm being serious. TLP is getting my juices flowing. Olaf and Hecarim. Seriously, I love it. You love to see it. You love to see your boy. He's poster child of Divinity League. It's let's go. Put him on something. I just hope it works out. You know what he's gonna play. I hope it works out. Icy Point, no clue who the guy is. Being former member of BDE, I pretty much know everybody on there. No clue. I hope it works out, but I really don't think Kaithal, he's going to be showing up in the top lane. You got Sejuani Baby Daddy showing up in the jungle. I really don't know and what to expect, from these new people. But I think it's going to be the staples of Dread Baron, Killbot, TDK in the bot lane. Show up, get your bot lane ahead, and see what you can make of the the games.
All right, I feel that. Let's even get some more context on how this game is going to play out. I think the draft is ready for us, so let's hop into this draft and see what some of these champions are coming through. Right? Are we going to see the kind of bruisers that you're talking about coming through for TLP? Are we going to see TDK on those? I believe Ash was one of those champions that he really popped off on. Right? Are we going to see Sejuani in this game? Right? Is that right? Do you play the wifey in this for SBD? What do we come through on the team right now? And I guess we kind of know BDE a bit more than this new TD Aftermath team. So we know like certain champions might get banned out, right? We might see. I doubt we're going to see the Thalia ban, right? Because Killbot's now in that support role. The Sivir has been a tried and true pick for Dread Baron. Nabra loves the Malzahar, as well as like other control mages that way. I know Kythal maybe I think plays like some of those like the bruisers, like the Aatroxes and things like that. But as we see the Seraphine, the Xerath get banned away, they're going to ban the Ornn away. There was some banter about Jorngul. We might have saw Ornn in the jungle from either Kythal or Notorious TLP. Both of them enjoy that Ornn.
Right now, I'm not like really understanding the bans from TD Aftermath. You know, I hate to cut you off, but like Seraphine and Xerath, like, yeah, Nabra has played those and he's done okay, but you've targeted the mid laner who's, you know, been struggling. He's only had one good week. But you have an inexperienced jungler in TLP where you can ban out most of his champ pool in the first 3 picks, and then you can count, you know, grab a pick out, you know, technically banning 4, and he pretty much would be kind of like down to the wayside to like a 4th or 5th pick here. So I don't understand the bans here, but TDK on his signature Zeri, I think this is going to be a pop-off game just on that first pick alone.
Just from the Zeri. And you were saying like they're pretty much targeting Nabra with these control mage bans. Seraphine, maybe. I don't know if Killbot plays that in that bot lane. We are going to see another control mage get picked up anyway for side of Nabra. So he's not going to stray too far from that comfort of the control mages. However, you were saying that they should focus on some of these like more inexperienced players, right? Maybe focus on the Icy or the Notorious TLP. I think Icy's maybe a little bit harder because we don't know what the potential is there, right? He's a completely what do you get with the TFTs? What are those things that he's like a hex tech chest, right? You never know what you're gonna get right now.
Yeah. Yep.
But you were saying like they should ban out TLP as opposed to Nabra. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Absolutely, but I also want to like highlight this Viger Senna pick. Just so you know, the Viger is a 3-way flex right now. Nabra, Dread Baron, and Killbot all play this champion. So picking up Vex here was not smart because basically it's telling them the Viger's going bottom with Senna, Vex mid, because that's all that Nabra, like, you know, he's going to take that mid lane against the Victor. I really wish they would have flexed it a little bit more. Don't pick up Vex here, pick up the jungler, and just basically scare them saying, oh, hey, you can ban this out, but now it kind of, you kind of wasted your flex pick on, you know, the red, you know, 1-2.
How important do you think are some of these like draft kind of like mind games that go on, right? How important is it to have like that flex pick available for the like would you say like how important is it for like to have that like flex to kind of circumnavigate whatever kind of comes up, right? To get that counter pick, to get that that red side counter pick that's so coveted, right? How important is that in these would you say in a gold league? How do you think it like actually matters? Or
Absolutely, I think it definitely matters. Like, I mean, take our team last year. You know, we're flexing Trundle, we're flexing Volibear, we're doing all these different champions and just throwing teams off completely. I mean, right now you took the Olaf, you could have taken that red 3 and then basically, you know, banned out other things, and the drafting, I'm not sure what the minus of Coach Dogman, you know, not helping them with the draft anymore. I'm not sure if this is just like they're just basically team 5-manning it together, or if it's like, you know, what they're doing.
A little bit of 5-head going on.
Right. I mean, the Jarvan here is definitely going to be isolating the Olaf. The Olaf, you know, it's great that you can't be CC'd, but you can't jump over walls. You're taking Flash? No, you're going to be taking Ghost as Olaf. So it's like, it's one of those things. Like, I really think TD Aftermath here, they picked a solid team comp. They have Frontline Mundo, they have Jarvan, they have Zeri that's going to be popping off. Okay, Zeri doesn't pop off, but guess what? How hard is it to kill a Mundo with a Yuumi? How hard is it to kill a J4 with a Yuumi? And then guess what? Victor's just going to scale.
Yeah, you got a strong point. So essentially, like, it sounds like Big Damage Energy is going to be on a little bit of a ticking time bomb. They do have scaling too, right? You can't ignore Vigar and Senna. It is going to be hard to get rid of that Mundo Yuumi because you don't really have too much consistent damage coming out from any of your carries. All of your carries are going to be that burst damage until Senna eventually maybe gets there. If Olaf does get ahead, maybe we'll see something like that. But again, like the thing is though, one team definitely has a bit more scaling, but I would say Big Damage Energy has a bit more of agency in that early game with the Olaf, with the Aatrox, with the Vex roams, right? So do you think that now, with what we've seen from teams in this league, do you think that games are on average going about like 35 to 40 minutes, right? Do you think that teams in this league have the ability to close out early enough with these kind of advantages? Especially some of these top half table teams. Do you think that we have the ability to close out with some of these games, or do you think it's going to be just a 40-minute slugfest?
I really think that at our level, the gold level, it's one of those things that only like the higher end teams know how to close out. I don't believe that the new BDE and TDA will know how to close out, so I think it will go to scaling, which in the end, I think that's going to favor BDE. I really only think that legitimately, from what I've seen and what I've heard, it's really off the ZA that knows how to close out games. Even DOG Dorado, it's one of those things where most of the games are going a little bit longer. So I really think scaling is going to be, super impactful here, like you said.
All right, so I think we are just about ready on the Rift. Yanks, really quick for this game one, let's get some predictions going. Who do you think? And I think definitely we can say like who do you think will take this game? But who do you think is going to be like the like main character of this game? Who do you think is really going to be the one making sure that their team comes away with these wins?
I think it's going to be TDK and Dread Baron who basically win it for their team. The Viger and the Zeri are going to be making plays. Dread's going to make sure he isolates and kills like whatever carry the Yumi is not on, whether it's Victor or Zeri. And then I think TLP is basically going to zone with Aatrox, making sure that the Vex and the Senna can stay alive, and the Viger is going to kite back with his baby cage.
So it's going to be all eyes on the bot lane as TD Aftermath take on Big Damage Energy for a coveted buy position, right? With ODZ forfeiting, we're going to have the number 2 seed on the line here as we get on the Rift with Craze and Shot Duck in just a second.
Hello and welcome back, Divinity fans and gamers. We're on week number 8 of the most golden action league possible. We have TD Aftermath versus Big Big Damage Energy. Shot Doug?
Ah. Hey, Dread Baron, get some poke right away. I don't recognize like any of the lineups for either of these teams. There's like 2 or 3 players that were on the Rift the last time we saw either of these teams.
You know, I just noticed the downside of me watching this is that I can't hear anything.
Oh yeah, I don't have any game audio either.
It's okay, our producer has failed us once again. We'll just have to suffer in a literal silence, which is my favorite kind of suffering, as we have a 5-point, only broken by a slight amount of, you know, a little bit of trolling, a little bit of poking. From
I think Dread Baron's going for the tier stacks. Like,
yeah,
that's
I wonder
worth.
if he has, like, the... Oh no, he is dominant. I don't know if he has 3-second or not. He's going for the mana flow.
Yeah, okay, like, I'm not Veigar player, like, supreme, but I don't love Electrocute on Veigar.
We have audio.
Ooh, we do have audio. I do believe the scoreboard needs to get refreshed while we're talking to production for a second.
Yep. Scoreboard could go down and up. That would be awesome sauce.
Also, the stream doesn't have video.
Okay.
Hey, there it goes. All right.
We're working out some kinks.
I swear we've done this before.
With great advancement comes great flaws that must be fixed.
But, so how do you feel about this TLP jungle? We've seen him top lane, we've seen him support.
I'm scared, but I mean, TLP has amazed us in other ways. His brush, although sometimes int, also sometimes pretty clean. His support gameplay, I mean, I wouldn't say support's the easiest role to just pick up, but I also would definitely say jungle is not the easiest role to pick up.
No, yeah, having just abandoned the jungle, I don't believe in jungle as an easy role to pick up.
Oh, see a gank opportunity coming in. The fear was a little bit late on that one. Nabro's gonna have to flash away.
Ooh.
So already without the flash in the mid lane, possibility for a regank in just like a minute or so, as SPD clears up towards his top side.
And that's a teleportless Vex too, bringing the Flash Ignite. There's also a Flash Ignite up in the top lane for BDE. Dread Baron.
TLP's behind them. They're stuck in the cage right here. This might be a problem. Instantly gonna have to flash out. TDK not wanting a piece of anything. New top laner turned support turned jungler was about to throw down.
I'm really curious how that works out with the Olaf. I mean, he did pop Ghost going into that. But is there a certain point at which Zeri is just too fast for Olaf to run down?
I don't think so. I think if you have Ghost and ult,
true.
And I guess it depends on what mythic you go. I think a lot of people have been favoring Stridebreaker. I think I've seen a lot, and if you have Stridebreaker, you're not getting away from Olaf. He's the top of you. And he'll get there with Ghost.
Yeah.
A lot of Zeri's kite potential is in her slow as well. And obviously, Ragnarok is just going to ignore that. CC immune, by the way. And, yep.
Yeah. It's honestly an interesting comp, like a super non-traditional comp that BDE picked themselves. I'm surprised to see the Aatrox out. But the Veigar Senna bot lane, I would love to see it work.
I mean, Veigar was. I mean, I haven't looked at what the tiers are in bot lane in a minute, but I mean, Veigar was at one point recently the very top of the top, and he was paired with things like Senna because he just scales incredibly well. He's super safe. You already know how mages work in bot lane. They're gonna come online faster, and then unlike the other mages in bot lane, like Veigar doesn't get outscaled by an ADC. I mean, he's going to continue scaling, so he's going to be stronger in the mid game, and he's going to keep scaling. And even then, they have a Senna on top of that to match the AD scaling damage. It's can be quite strong.
I mean, on the other side, though, we do have Zeri Yuumi, which is an absolutely obnoxious bot lane. Like,
A very, very tried and true lane duo here. You see Yuumi come out. It's normally more recently gonna be with the Zeri or one or the other.
yeah. As a Fnatic fan, I don't think I'm allowed to criticize Zeri picks. It just got us through this weekend.
I think Zeri is still an incredibly strong spot.
Oh yeah.
It just she takes time. She's like and there's a reason why you see a lot of matchups recently and a lot of pro games that Zeri Yuumi as King comes in,
Ooh.
but he's gonna run to a wall. But Killbot flashes because he's a little bit scared, even though the cage was there to save him.
They've got Nabra and TLP coming down the river,
They're
but
trying to bait some kind of re-engage. Here
Oh,
it is.
and they
I mean, they
get it.
but SPD is in. The Vexel's gonna land. It's gonna be almost a complete one-shot, and that means it's gonna come back again. And there goes the cat. And there's one more reset. Nabra's gonna get 3. It's a great roam by the team.
I'm really curious what TD was doing there, because you see they have the Scuttle Crab, they have a Pink Ward in the Dragon Pit, and I'm pretty sure I saw them ping the Vex and Olaf coming down the river, but like they still chose to go in. FGC 9 was coming down the river but was way behind, so like what was the idea?
I think one, it was a little bit of greediness out of SPD,
True.
thinking that he could get a little bit more of that play. I mean, two, I have to say, I mean, you're not respecting the Vex level 6. I mean,
Yeah.
Vex level 6 to Victory level 6 in a skirmish like that, Vex, if she lanes the ult to her, she's always gonna get there first, no
Yeah.
matter what. If they both start at the same time, she's gonna land ult, she's gonna get there first, and she's so strong early on. She has a ton of burst damage. And this is not the type of champion you want to be giving free kills to, free assists, free anything, because like if once she hits her stride, she is very hard to shut down.
Yep. And especially being built, being designed as like an anti-mobility champ, that's someone who is gonna do well versus Jarvan, versus Yuumi and Azeri. And the damage there looked absolutely ridiculous. I think the Jarvan was only level 4 at the time versus the level 6 Vex. So the ult just completely melting the health bar. And I like that the kills were spread. Went 1 to Vex, 1 to Veigar, 1 to Senna. And that's fantastic. That puts gold in the hands of the bot lane, who... they're champions that kind of need to scale, so getting them that accelerant of the kill gold early is pretty ridiculous. It's super good.
Let's see, Trent Baron taking a little bit more poke than he wanted, but I mean, these bot lanes are, in all practicality, just a double sustain lanes. I mean, Senna is going to have the heal. The Yumi's going to be pumping him out like... She's a little like raid healer. It's my one WoW reference of the day.
All right. I mean, all 3 of the lanes are kind of interactive. There's not a ton of kill pressure individually in the matchups. The best shot we've got is really this bot lane having the setup for BDE, and the Vex Nabra can just roam all over the map. Top lane is pretty much just going to be a sustain off in the 1v1.
Yeah, I'm. Oh, that is not good. Uh-oh. Absolutely sucked out of existence by Dread Baron. Down goes the kitty cat, getting caught in the pet carrier.
I want to take a moment to apologize to TD Aftermath as a team for the jinx that I placed on you. I take full responsibility for that death.
And right now, I mean, TD is. I feel like looking at the comp, looking at with who they're playing against, and the champions they're playing against, I would be worried right now, falling this far behind in the early game. I mean, you have Jarvan, you have a Mundo on top of like you can't really afford to fall behind versus another scaling comp because you're not gonna get time. They're gonna come online before you, and also they have an Olaf and a Yuumi, and they're gonna run the mid game, and they're gonna have Senna and Vanguard to run the late game, and it's gonna be really rough.
Yeah, you really don't want to put yourself in a position where you're like, okay, if we make it to minute 40, the Zeri is gonna be online, and she's just gonna shred through the team.
Yeah, and then
like,
Senna's gonna like suck half her movement speed from like a mile away, and then Vanguard's gonna press R, and she's gonna die.
Yeah, and frankly, it's gold elo. We don't have upset on the Rift, so the solo carry game plan I think is pretty rough to commit to, no matter how good TDK PPT is, because we've seen some fantastic performances. The analysts absolutely love the player, and I think they do fantastic things, but like just committing to anyone as a solo carry, and that is a Yuumi ult.
Yeah, I think TD's in a really rough spot right now. Maybe mentally, physically, the cat's in the cage. She's gotta get rooted up. It's dead. That's another dead cat. The same way died previously. That is 3 deaths now for AP Buggy. Not exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, AP Buggy not having a good time. I don't even know what to say about that. That's a really
unfortunate set of circumstances and events that took place there. Binding onto the jungler, wasting your ultimate, then running it down on repeat. It's just looking like a rough game.
Yeah.
And now BD's trying to take both neutral objectives, but unluckily Icy Point gets found out by SPD and it gets stolen away from him, but not before he tries to take back a kill. I mean, it's gonna be there. And now FTC9 is in a lot of trouble. Has to flash over the wall. Kaithal is here, but what can he do? And I mean, TLP's not stopping, and he has Ragnarok. He's just gonna keep going. He has the ghost still. Who cares? Okay. Go off then, TLP.
Yeah. 7-0. We've got 4,500 gold and 2 dragons in the lead. Can they get Baron here?
Oh. This Dread Baron might be a little trouble exhausted now, but the ultimate comes through, but it's barely set enough to kill. Flashes over the Dark Matter. Oh my lord. If there was like one more like a Q auto attack or something before that ultimate, did you just die?
Yeah.
But no, shutdown is claimed there, which is huge.
Yeah. That's of all the people to get the first kill of the game and to get that shutdown gold, TDK is exactly who you wanted. Such a razor's edge, that kill. Like the difference of like that one auto attack, or like just if Baron had spent gold or like taken Dark Harvest instead of Electrocute, making that difference. Yeah, because that would have been a double kill straight up if Baron had gotten that. Buggy is such a squishy
Honestly,
champion.
if I was Baron, I would be happy if I killed the Zeri, and I would just sit there and let the Yuumi kill me. Get rid of my shutdown.
Reset the gold value.
Yeah, reset the Yumi's gold value and get your shutdown off you. Give it to somebody that's not that important on. That's a 2000 IQ play right there.
I mean, as much as we laugh, the Yuumi has a dark seal. We don't. Maybe they don't want to give her the kills. This is scary stuff.
I don't think the 1-stack dark seal is very scary.
Well, it would have been like what, 3-4 stacks at that point.
With one kill, 2?
Yeah.
Would have been 2 stacks.
I don't play mages. I don't remember how many stacks per kill that is.
I think you get 2 stacks for kill, 1 for assist.
Yeah, that sounds
okay. Twitch
right.
chat will correct me even if I'm wrong. They'll call me a very bad player for not knowing this infinite knowledge. These shots like don't play mid lane. We don't know. Rolls for like nerds who want to be like Faker. Speaking of which, BD is just running it down mid lane, but there might be a little bit of trouble here because SPD is here and the Cataclysm is down immediately, but TDK goes bye-bye on Dread Baron's command. The Vex
Here's TLP running down.
Not making it far enough, but TLP is here and he's looking for the chase on FCG9 is just gonna go down in the Vex damage with the Ludens. It's a little bit too much.
Oh, yeah. I mean, BDE is just coming up on top of every single one of these plays. They have the numbers advantage. They have the I think they have the vision advantage. Yeah, that red side of the jungle. I don't know if it was before that play or if they dropped vision afterwards. But
Bender goes down. The Ignite goes down in top lane. I see Point is trying to find a kill here. It's gonna be pretty hard. Kaithal pops his ultimate as well, and it's just a heal off.
TLP is here.
TLP has showed up. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to gank you. I'm surprised he didn't just run under the tower and die. That would have been. I would have respected him for making that play, but he did not. He backed off. He used his better instincts.
I mean, that's the true Olaf play. You want to get the bonus AD from dying, right? That's my one TFT joke. I've played like 3 games of TFT since I hurt my wrist.
Because it's a production game. Just whispered to me, you're not allowed to make jokes anymore.
Yeah,
not
fair.
after the incident. Jokes are actually now canceled on Divinity Cast, unfortunately. It's kind of like a future dystopia kind of setting going on now.
It's okay, we'll just have the coach log on to my account and make some jokes. So third dragon getting started up by BDE, and SBD is there, has smite. Yeah, it's just walking away.
I mean, this I
would kind of respect going for the steal.
TD's
here
trying to make a smart play. They're trying to go for objective bounties instead of fighting a fight they know they will probably just lose. They're down so much gold at the moment for the mid game. What's really unfortunate for them is that BDE is on their 3rd dragon, and it's Hex.
Yeah. I think the argument I would make is that SBD doesn't really gain much from trying.
They're
from,
trying
going
to get Kaithal here. You saw Killbot shoved Dread Baron over the wall with a blast cone. Don't know if they have the damage to one
TP
shot.
Coming in. GC is here.
TLP misses his Gore Trigger, doesn't land it anyway. FCC trying to kite him out. He does get him. I mean, the team is just completely split right now. Killbot is trying to help out, but it gets caught and put down by SBD, and now Alco Gaming is happening. I think they're both going to go down here. Dread Baron finally showed up on this side. SPD can't make it in time. Only finds another kill on the backside. So a 2 for 2 all in all. Pretty well in the favor of TD.
Yeah, that's fantastic for TD.
And they're looking for more. They're trying to find Dread Baron. Flashes over the cage and exhausts. He's trying to find everything, but he can't. So much damage comes out. Trying to re-engage. Dread Baron's going to go down.
Okay.
We'll make
that.
that.
And the 3v1, they're running away from Nabra. Okay, to be fair, Nabra probably could, like, one-shot them. But
yeah, Nabra is quite strong right now. I'm surprised he didn't pick up a Dark Seal.
True.
I actually would have liked to see that. I think Vex is amazingly great snowballing champion, and Dark Seal is just a really great pickup at any point on that champion.
Here we go, 2v1.
The top laner special, the never get a fair fight incident. Come on, guys. Let's be fair here. Okay. Not only does he flash and die, Icy Point also mind controls his support to ult for him after he's dead.
Is Eclipse standard on Aatrox these days? I'd assumed it was Gore Drinker still.
It's pretty standard at this point. I would say there's still a choice to be made, but basically the reasoning is that Eclipse gives you the armor pin as the mythic passive, and armor pin is something Aatrox values an incredibly high amount because his healing is based on the amount of damage he does, and armor significantly impacts his damage as he has no other way to get through armor. So, yeah, Eclipse is pretty standard evolution of his build path so far, but the survivability out of Gore Drinker I still believe is the highest. But your kill pressure
if you're leaning against Mundo, I feel like the lethality from Eclipse is kind of totally wasted in that. But it's working, as neither top laner is like massively impactful.
Legitimately cannot kill each other.
Yeah. And they're both going
I believe it was toe to toe. Like,
item.
Icy Point would eventually kill Kaithal, but Kaithal can just always choose to walk away anytime.
Yeah. And it's something interesting that, like, we were looking at draft and both teams banned Ornn, and they're both teams have like known Ornn players, but here's Kaithal getting run down.
I mean, they're trying to find him, but he just pops the ultimate and walks away.
Unfortunately, TD's not getting anything for this time spent by BDE. You would hope that they would be out there trying to get position on the map, and they really need to start getting set up for this dragon that's 50 seconds away, because this is Hextech's soul for BDE. So if they screw around and lose this dragon, it's
SPD
pretty much shot.
Almost caught out, but that's gonna be the Vex ult down, trying to catch him. A nicely timed EQ to get him out of a dangerous way. Kaithal trying to be a little bit of a front line here as BD is squaring off. They've drawn the lines in the jungle, but SPD is here on the side as the Cataclysm 1 to 3. Getting the flash out from Nabra. See how long Icy Point can live in the top of the fight, but he just goes down. TLP's trying to run straight through the whole enemy team. He's getting pinged by TDK, but he won't go down. He keeps healing. TLP just ran through all of TD Aftermath on 10% HP and just was too angry to die.
Oh, and that looked so good for a second for TD here. Like, they had a fantastic group up with the Yuumi ult, the Jarvan ult. Zeri just didn't get that much damage done in there. Like, she looked like she was starting to get it done, but like the auto attacks didn't really come in. The Vex had the Zhonya's Hourglass, and yeah, they come out of it with Hextech Soul, which is gigantic, which is intentionally imbalanced good. 23 minutes into the game, BDE in a really strong position, looking to take a 1-0 lead in this game.
Yeah, at this point with Hextech Soul, with how strong the carries are for BDE, in my mind, I know that it's Gold League and no game is over, but I want to say that it is looking very, very difficult for TD to find any angle back to this game.
Yeah, like, Victor is so far behind in items. Zeri has 2 items, it's just fantastic, but is an item and a half behind the Veigar. So the damage from Zeri is, like, still a long ways off. I just don't know how they can testify, and you see
BDE is
BDE
just starting up.
Baron. Yeah.
Baron is just getting started up almost immediately, and they're trying to see if they can get a turn. They actually pull off of it.
They pull off super early.
Yeah, I don't think they had the pull off, but I guess they're a little bit scared.
That is kind of an issue with the comp, since they don't have an ADC. Their damage to Baron isn't gigantic. Like, they don't have a traditional Baron killing mage like Cassiopeia burns through it super quickly. So the worm dies pretty slowly.
So, production, can I, oh, after Kythal just explodes here, or not. He's gonna go down. Alright, production, can I get a check on Vagar stacks and Senna stacks?
I mean, so while we're waiting for that,
Okay, how many?
It's at Vagar at 274 stacks. And Nabra getting chased
Is that
down?
99? Is that what it
Yeah,
says?
99 on Senna.
Alright,
They're looking
not
for
insanely crazy, but
Yeah.
fight's about to. I don't even know it's a fight. This is a slaughter. SPD's just gonna get yoinked out of existence.
I mean, sacrifices themselves so that TDK and Buggy can get out. If you have to sacrifice someone, the jungler is usually it. Because the AD carry has the wave clear, has damage. But that does mean there is no smite
Baron
to contest the Baron.
I mean, at this point in the game, I think jungle is probably one of the most important roles not to die. As Baron becomes... It was almost pretty much free for BD, and now it is beyond free. It's like LCS levels of free. As Killbot just ignores the 2 stacks that Baron gives him. Doesn't even care anymore.
Right?
I know some setup players right now are like beating their desks, screaming like monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, they're just shy of a 10k
just
gold
jumps
lead.
out, but I think he's gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
he thought he had the exaggerated swagger of a black teen, and he did not, as he was immediately told to go back to being like in his place, aka the jungle role, and got wiped up very fast.
God. Well, so it looks like we're marching down. We're looking towards
Vexel's gonna land on
us.
us. SCG, a flash, and a Zanyas comes out of Knobra. Now it's a full fight. I mean, nobody's really on TDK. Flashes into a Vagar case, then has cleanses it, but he does pick up the kill, and the fight is still going on, and they can't get on top of TDK. He's just pumping away, but he walks into one hitbox and dies. But he did take down 2 in the process.
Yeah, that looked so much worse than it turned out because there was such like non-committal to the fight. So the squad from TD was actually able to get some damage done. They were getting in there. TDK was firing it off, but then despite Nabra and Dreadbaron, the 2 like massive carries on this team, going down, Killbot still huge. And Zeri just dies anyways. And so we're going for 3 inhibs here. Kinda why not? It is honestly a bit tough for the squad to go and siege the Nexus turrets, especially down in numbers like they are. They can have Dreadbaron TP in, which he's doing.
Standing there. Like a Metal Gear Rising boss, he's just standing there. Dreadbaron comes in and immediately gets torn up. But SPD is going to fall next. Icy Point is now running through the whole enemy team. Looks like he just healed his full health bar about twice. Trying to take down every member, get the ace, and that will be a triple kill. And that will be the end of the game. Which was basically a slaughter.
Yeah, that was a shockingly one-sided game for 2 teams that are both 5-2. I know both teams did have a lot of roster shakeups from last week into this week, but really surprised to see BDE come out on top as the bigger victor with these new rosters.
Yeah, I just don't really like. I didn't really like the style of TD's draft here. I don't feel like they had a lot of angles to play through, and it kind of got exposed when Jarvan could get nothing rolling in the early game because he had almost no lanes to play through. And after that, it was just kind of a slaughter. And I mean, yeah, BD could have played it cleaner, and they could have done this and this and that, but they didn't really have to. All they had to do was wait for their dragon, wait for their Baron, do whatever they wanted, have fun, do a little trolling until the game was eventually ended for themselves, because that's just how the drafts went. They was so one-sided. And, well, you saw it there. Nexus exploded, and now we're going to have to see TD fighting for their life in this series on the next game. Any last comments, Shatek, on the game?
Yeah, no, it was shockingly straightforward. Really simple. Just there's a couple points where I think BDE could have cleaned it up, but with their recent slumping form that we've seen in Divinity League, I think this was a really good turnaround for that roster. But let's not ask us. Let's see what the analyst desk has to say after a brief break.
Coming in. He's still here, and he's 6 now, and he wants it. But gotta be.
I'm actually. It's not even. They find the kill in Pop-Tart. I think Trina's going to out item as Dink happens. Pops like that in, but it's a lot of damage to be started out, and now Tyson is here, but trying from Gladys to keep him safe.
They are still there. Oasis is
still here. They're moving my backs. No, they're going to be caught into the fight, but hostile takeover does go down, but not enough damage. Not stuck on the other side of the fight. Away from the ADC, away from Muddy. Muddy goes down. Double kill going over the face. Immediately yanked on like they're trying once again to go on here, but it's not exactly a so he's getting off cooldown, but he's starting this fight, and Bolty is caught. Full time comes through, trying to push back the members away from Bolty. Bolty does hit the flash out. They're not going to get him. It's the heal from Muddy that's going to continue the fight. Caius going further, but he's getting pushed back. He gets pushed back from his jump, and now the bailouts on the Bolty. Bolty's looking for more intense. All of age go just collapses the fight, and it's just a huge win. And now they're pinging mid. It's going to be over. One fight. 30 minutes into the game, besides the end, as H-Goat took the Baron wave straight down mid. No, dude, what the fuck? Rapper Fetty Wap jailed after alleged FaceTime death threat? Man, don't do that to my boy.
I was waiting for some aggressive action.
Uh-oh.
Bolty's got the...
Oh! The Nethergraphs come in. There it comes, but he's gonna get pulled out of it for the run for Edsa. And Gladys stunned, he can't do anything to help out. Bolty's just gonna be taken down, but Downfall's rotating. He's here now to help his teammate. Edsa's trying to finish off the kill. He does finish it off, and he's gonna get out with the flash himself.
Yeah.
It's like watching League of Legends Mini. Oh, Pop-Tart gets pulled. A lot of damage. Deadly Force is going to land, and that's going to be the ultimate. It's not going to execute, but it's going to put her burning out to the bailout, and she's going to go down. So just 1 second, it's going to be in a lot more trouble. As the smallest Zac ever known to man comes out, and there is the last breath coming through. Forgotten One trying to finish off, but Gladys looking for a different kill. Other side does pick that one up, and now he's turning focus on the Forgotten One. Can Forgotten One outplay Red Smite? Is it possible? It looks like he's doing it. He's got so much damage, and Glada goes down just barely. Double Yasuo ult there, and a downfall, no Mega anywhere near in sight. And their bot lane's probably showing up. The bull top's gonna come through, but the damage is just a little bit lacking. Forgotten One slides through, but he's gonna give over shutdown. But Edsa is gonna start printing money here. But bot side, a nice shuffle into the tower.
It took him that.
Oh, Showstopper comes through, finds the stun onto multiple. Coconut's gonna pop the ultimate, pushing them back. That's a low HP going down. Lots of time he's gonna use here. Muddy coming in late though, but Coconut is just running this fight. They cannot take him down. He lands a double root onto both. It's just a slaughter. Coconut, can somebody stop this man?
The shield, the Aegis of the Legion, went over into a Brand Fest though, but like I think we're gonna see a tank.
I mean, we're going all out right now in the mid lane. It's all coming down. Buddy gets stunned up on the 20 ult, but I mean, they're chasing way too far for nothing. Etza just trying to ignore Pop's trying to run for Muddy, just ends up getting them killed. And there's the wall from Azir. Forgotten One, and Glada instantly flashes over it. He does not care. Downfall doesn't even know there's a kill right behind him. He's too busy under the tower trying to take on Renekton. There's the duel comes
on a
out.
rampage.
And this
Fantastic
is going to be
game
the
out of
end of the
Downfall.
game.
All right, welcome back, Titan fans. As we just witnessed total domination from Big Damage Energy, taking game one over TD Aftermath again. Once again, I am Goose, joined by the legendary Yanks on the analyst desk here to break down as we head into game two. What we're seeing right now is hopefully potentially the game to draft, our current Titan draft. Currently, a little bit of technical issue, so we're going to use draft law for this. Everyone's tried and true favorites. But before we even get started on this game that we have coming up, this game two between TD Aftermath, Big Damage Energy, coming in with that 1-0 series lead. I just want to give credit where credit is due. That video that we just saw on screen was a highlight reel of our last week series between GOAT and Oasis Maelstrom. The video was made by one of our commissioned content creators here at Titan. You can find him on Twitter at Full Moon Editing. Again, that's at Full Moon Editing. He makes fire videos, so definitely hit him up for any of those video contents that you may need for your streams. But before we get in, anyway, without further ado, we're underway in this game two coming up as we have, I believe we have a different draft law on the screen that is not the current draft that we're looking at. But what I can do is talk about the draft that we have coming up. Yanks.
Yo, real quick.
Yanks.
I'm the only one that bet on BDE. I don't know why people are stashing their channel points. It's a free win when something like that happens. Yo, give me my 6,000 points. Let's go.
Yeah, you got some mugger stacks on that, but like I was one of the people that did vote against BDE. I'll be honest. I was ye of little faith. I thought that the scaling, durability just seems like it's just way too overpowered right now. It feels like we're going to a tank enchanter meta, and I feel like those just reign supreme when they have the Mundo and the Yuumi. Yuumi by itself, I think, is just a free win most of the time. If you can just,
I completely agree with you.
If you just don't like mess up the early game, you're pretty straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what do you think we're going to see? Well, I guess you might even already be able to see it as we get it live on the screen here. Some of these champions are getting banned away, right? TLP looking pretty inspired, pun intended, on that Olaf.
God, Blabber 2.0.
Just like, everywhere. They're making top 5 list jungles, right? Do we just put TLP top 5 in all categories for Divinity at this point?
Oh, wow. Like, best jungler BDE's ever had. No doubt. Let's go.
I think Wiley might give him a run for his money, but I think everybody else. No. But yeah, no. So like definitely like, but not even him as well. Not just him, right? The rest of the team definitely picking up some of the slack that we've seen in previous weeks, right? They were struggling, and now they're coming in hot, firing on all cylinders, right? Nabra finally off of the Malzahar that we definitely wanted him off of on this Vex pick that has become sort of a staple for him. Just those roams in that early game, really getting that bot lane ahead, and just being all over the map, roaming with the jungle. The TLP Nabra combination. Do you think that is like something that's kind of formulating within their team? Do you think that that's something that we'll see more of, this like jungle mid synergy from these two?
I don't think it's just that. I mean, I agree with you, but I think it's TLP, like literally just stepping into every lane and making something happen. I mean, he shows up bottom, he's getting flashes, they move on. That's what made the J4 come bottom. The Vex rotates down. He has, prio. He has the long range engage with the ultimate, and then they spread the kills out. Like they just evenly spread it. You got Dread Baron with Viger getting something. You got Vex getting something. I think I think Olaf got something there too, or the Senna. Like it was just like these scalers. It's like giving Kale 3 kills early on and saying, all right, please don't carry the game. It is what it is. Like the J4 got super baited. The Victor should have basically been telling his team, like, hey, get the F out of there, team. They're coming, and I'm not going to be able to follow as quick as Vex. And I think it was just poor miscommunication. TDK and the Yuumi player just it was just poor. And I'm a little upset about it. But I bet on the right team, so in the end I won. But look at this draft right now. Like, look at what Dread Baron and Killbot are doing in the bot lane. Like, I like the Vi pick. I like the Xerath pick. It's one of those things where you're putting Nabra on his comfort Xerath. He basically carried last week with it on one of the games. But you got Dread Baron basically, falling back onto that Ashe comfort pick when we just saw him on this, huge like Viger play. It's one of those things now where's their damage coming from? Vi does deal damage, but then it falls off. Like, I'm a Vi main player. I know exactly what this champion can do. TLP and I have been talking about this a lot. You might see TLP with a different type of build coming out of here just from based off our talks. But I like, aside from the Xerath, I'm not really seeing where a lot of their damage is coming from. They have huge engage, don't get me wrong. You know, you got the Ash Arrow that's going to initiate, Ornn, Vi follow up, Xerath just basically popping from the back, Senna ulting over the top of them. I don't know if I'd like the Ash instead of maybe like a hard like super carry. Corky on the other side, I think they're trolling. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Absolutely right. You do have like a little bit less damage, but they do have just a different makeup on the side of big damage energy. I want to talk about TD. They changed their name from TD Aftermath to TD Afterbank on the draft law. As they're bringing in most of those for those that don't know, most of the players that are now new on this new TD team play in another league that is called TD Bank, I believe. So now it's a combination of TD Aftermath and TD Bank. So TD Afterbank, that's that right there. We're seeing a different makeup right in their composition right there. The casters we're talking about, they don't have upset, right? They don't. TDK is great, but not legendary quite yet, and was unable to really be that solo carry for his team that they needed. So now with the Sivir, with the Corki, you have a bit more agency in lane with that Sona than you do with the Yuumi, right? Do you think that bot lane looks a little differently here as like, because here's the thing, right? There were a lot of plays where like it looked like it should have paid it off, right? Maybe a few missed autos from TDK. It was just a flash that made it look good in that top side where TDK flashed outside of the Vigar cage, and they ended up getting the Vigar, but I think TDK still went down. It was, but there were definitely plays being made from TDK. Is what I will say. I think the rest of the team definitely didn't do as much as I think they really needed to do to help this team overcome that early game deficit. But TDK really did have some moments where it looked like, oh crap, this might be a little bit of a turnaround, right? They might have a fighting chance. Now with this composition, do you think that since TDK is not the solo carry, right? You have the Corki. Do you think that this game looks a little differently?
No, I really don't. I mean, I know you're trying to set it up here for like something crazy and wonky, but like TDK, I guess you're just not on your stuff today when you miss 4 or 5 autos on I guess skill shots on an Olaf that you can easily kill. I think something must have happened there to tilt him in that game. I think when you're running in with the Malphite, Trundle, Sivir here with the Corki popping off in the back, it's one of those things where, Vi's going to land an ult on somebody, hopefully not Sivir, so that we can't spell shield it, but, Ornn's going to be following up, the Senna's going to be popping off on damage. It might even be a support Ashe here with the Senna popping damage, truthfully. I don't see a world where, after bank is going to be banking on a win here.
I see that. I see. Okay, we're just full of puns right now. All right, so pretty much BDE has won draft yet again. And in the eyes of Yanks, right? In the eyes of Yanks, I think. I think this has a bit more competition. I think I've like never been a fan of Malphites ever, but it does give you that like solid engage that you kind of need on your teams to get on some of these backline carries like the Xerath, like the Senna, that they didn't really have. They had the J4, but there was really not much follow up with the rest of the team, right? The rest of the team had to walk up and like get down there like CC. But they do have the Malphite that can follow up with the Sivir, Relentless Pursuit, as well as that Corki package that can come in as well in these team fights, right? I think they have a lot more team fighting kind of initiators now than they did in the previous game that'll help them that they didn't have, right? They only really had that J4. But that aside, we talked about the main characters being the bot lane, right? We talked about TDK and Dread Baron being some of those main characters, but I would have to argue and say that it was really the honestly, there weren't many main characters from TD in that last game. So I would probably say the main characters of the jungle and the mid from BDE. Looking at this composition now, looking at this makeup, who do you think is going to be the main characters going into game 2?
I think it's going to be Vi and most likely TDK. I don't see anybody else on TD Aftermath, stepping up. The Corki, I don't understand it with the nerfs that came in on him. I think that you can play something else into the Xerath. I don't know if you play any assassins or like Fizz or something like that, but you can definitely punish Xerath. And I don't think it's going to be one of those things where, Xerath is just going to outscale the Corki anyway. The Vi's going to initiate, get a good pick, a good ult on somebody. I mean, package from Corki, great. Malphite ulting on top of him. I mean, it's one of those things like if you've got better hands, great. But I don't see it happening. I think Big Damage Energy takes the W here.
All right, so are you again for the big damage energy? I think just because I am riding a little bit of hopium, and big damage energy seems to do better when I'm like voting against them. So maybe it's a little bit of reverse psychology. But I'm gonna go with TD Bank after Bank, mostly because I believe that they still have something in them based on the results from last week. They 2-0'd their last week's team in a very decisive fashion, and I think if they can pull that energy from last week, then they can cash out in this game too between against Big Damage Energy. But make sure you get those predictions in as we hop onto the rift in just a second. Once again with our casters, Craze and Shot Duck for game 2 of Big Damage Energy versus TD Aftermath. We'll be right back.
welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 of the series, BDE versus TD Aftermath. Shot Duck, after game 1, do you have any concerns for TD?
Yeah. This looks like such a safe, like, stay back, kind of take it easy cop.
TDK run! It's gonna be a flash. The Korean level 1.
Ooh. I would love to see that with the team specific vision, because I swear it looked like they went in vision of whoever it was that TD had covering the 5-point in the middle. But clearly they didn't. Clearly that was not a proper 5-point. And oh my god, Kaithal is... Like, there's nothing there that can really punish Kaithal, like this Malphite. But we've got some shenanigans here. Like, what's Malphite gonna do with this flame?
Oh, he's gonna get a ward on the blue.
Alright.
Oh, shield down. Mana for proc.
And this is probably the big point from draft, is BDE did get the first pick Ornn. Both Kaithal and TLP are massive Ornn fans. There was a lot of talk in general chat about... Orny. Yeah. Yeah. There was a whole Ornn discussion going on today in general. And BDE did get it. It is Icy Point on it, not TLP with the Ornn jungle, much to my disappointment. But it's a Malphite on the Rift opposite, so I have no choice but to cheer for Ornn. Let's go BDE. I do not like Malphite. I think that's... Yeah.
Even when you hate Ornn, you kind of just gotta enjoy the fact that such a creature could exist. The world does conquer.
I'm trying to decide how I feel about the Trundle specifically within this draft. Because, like, okay, Ornn versus Malphite, I feel like you're not really going to get much done ganking up there. Corki is, like, a safe lane where both Corki and Xerath are going to stand back at, like, 5,000 units. And so it's really just, like, the bot lane is the place where there is going to be fighting. But with a Sona Sivir lane, there's no setup. So, like, I almost wish they had picked, like, a heavy farming jungler. Like, put a Shyvana in there and just play defensively, play back, and wait for just a massive farm lead between the, like, Corki, the Sivir, the Shyvana, and you get, like, just a ton of gold, and eventually BDE can't fight it. But instead they've got this Trundle in here, and... as strong as Trundle is as an individual champion, I don't know. It just feels odd as a pick within this comp.
Yeah, it'll help them out in skirmishes and like fights when Vi dives in or Ornn dives in. They can quickly, use Trundle and take down a frontline target. But besides that, yeah, Trundle's not really adding a lot to the early game. This is the most exciting trading patterns I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, Icy Point has run out of mana first, but got a 3v3 in bot.
Trundle ganks are crazy. Uh-oh, maybe not so crazy as everybody's flashing me almost immediately. TDK has to heal, he gets flashed on auto. One more, it comes in! That's first blood going over to Mr. Dread Baron.
Alright, there we go. The Ashe gets the first kill. My biggest worry with this BDE comp was that if they fall behind, that they weren't gonna have enough damage, but the easy solution for that is don't fall behind. They didn't do it in game 1, and coming out strong with a 3v3 in bot lane right there. That's a good start. And they've already got...
I feel like it's a little bit hard to like fall behind when you're laning against like New Sivir and Sona.
Yeah. Oh,
They
Killbot
might
getting a
just be
bit caught
attempting to
out.
fall behind. There's double roots to come through, and Boomerang Blade's gonna take him down. So never mind. You can get behind like this if you greed for plates. Greedy for plates is exactly what they did. And Dreadbear's gonna go down too. That's gonna be a double kill for TDK. That is not where you want to be at. That is the bad.
Double kill bot should lead to a pretty free first dragon here. The Ocean Drake on the Rift.
If I was Icy Point right now, I would be very upset. I'd be saying things such as better bot wins. Why greed for 150 golds that you guys are sharing between two people? Some other choice words.
And it's first Drake Ocean, so it's peak usefulness.
This is gonna be a spike
TLP.
fight!
Oh!
TLP is just better. Okay, flashes out, but he dies, but it was worth the shot. I mean, he gets the dragon. That's... You know, he's saying jungle gap right now. I'm for sure he's thinking it, if he's not saying it. I mean, we're all...
He got unlucky with a Corki auto, but otherwise, yeah. Fantastic play, TLP. You heard Yanks say it.
Died for
Number
the sins
one
of his
jungle.
bot lane. Isn't that just sounds like the most jungler moment I've ever. Navron a little bit of trouble. The pillar is positioning a little bit. Gonna draw out his flash. Arcano Pulse doing decent damage. Only got 2 amp tomes.
Yeah. I mean, that's Xerath. He just stays back. He does, like, Xerath base damages are really good. That's what made him work as a support champion, as to the extent that he does. But obviously, with AP, we've seen some disgusting feats of Xerath gameplay.
Running Arcade actually went down there, and FCG9 got real close to dying. I don't know how many landed you can really see as top side ganks coming through. It's gonna be a trade ult for ult. The unstoppable force being used to dodge the call, the forge, whatever. So, I mean, honestly, if you're Kaithal, you're saying worth, because Malphite ult is like a 1.5 second cooldown.
Yeah.
One ult is like Karthus times 2.
And there's 0 kill pressure in the 1v1, so the unstoppable force, like, until it comes to grouping up around objectives, the unstoppable force cooldown is pretty expendable here. So getting out of that, stopping TLP from getting further ahead, stopping the Ornn from getting gold, that's super worth. And that's kind of why I hate Malphite, because that's pretty much the peak of Malphite gameplay right there.
I don't know, but the peak of Malphite gameplay is getting 1k armor and against like 80 top laner and just sitting there and watching them kill themselves in your Thornmail. That's my peak. That's like Coomer levels of Malphite gameplay.
I make fun of the champion, but genuinely the only pentakill I've ever gotten in League of Legends is with stupid AP Malphite on ARAM. And I hate that.
Dawning Shadow straight into the pause tech. This is actually a really, really good combo right there. Using the Senna ult straight into a pause. I actually almost seen that confirm a lot of kills. As you see, there's also a piercing light. That might clip this the Sona here, and it's gonna be kind of scary. I don't know if this actually lands or not, and how low it'll actually take him, if not a kill.
It's gonna be such a tilter if they unpause and AP Buggy dies instantly from being like right on the edge of that hitbox.
The pause where it is now is 3 minutes ahead for them.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Because it's illegal to pause while fighting, guys. Like, guys, I read the rule book. Guys, I read it. I'm going to be honest. I'm a bit of a reader myself. So, Shotuk, you have anything to say about the game state right now? How everything's looking down? I mean, it's 3-1.
BDE does actually end up securing that first dragon with a nice steal by TLP. But besides that, I mean, gold is looking pretty even, even though the kills are not in BDE's favor. Actually, they're like ahead in gold.
Yeah, BDE is ahead in gold by 100, but it's a bit of a swing. It's not the hugest swing, but BDE was ahead about 1,000 gold when that dragon play. Or no, it would have been before the dragon because the dragon was after the double kill in bot.
Before they got double killed in bot lane.
Yeah. BDE did have a gold lead, and so good on TD for coming back, bringing it back to an even map state. Because that's
Shame
kind of
on you, Dread Baron and Killbot. Shame on you. Just needed the gold, did you? Needed it.
But I mean, like,
how much did it change their back? I guess
probably it finished that noon quiver.
Probably. Never mind, it's worth, guys. It's worth it.
Yeah, totally worth. There is just not a lot going on here right now.
I'm kind of surprised that Red Baron went for the refill pod, even though he's interlaned with Senna.
Yeah.
And Silverpoke isn't really that bad. So yeah, I feel like it's a little bit interesting to adopt too. Honestly, the game is just really exciting when you're debating the gold efficiency of buying refillable pots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut to a break real quick, and we're gonna get back into the game when the pause ends. How about that? How's that sound, Shot Doug?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
A summoner has disconnected. 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 A summoner has disconnected.
Since we don't seem to actually have thrown to a break, let's take a second and talk about Rift School, one of our wonderful sponsors here on Titan Esports. I was just looking through their website earlier, being a lowly Silver 1 player who dreams of getting back to gold for like the 15th season in a row. We're not counting. But
I need
Rift School,
that Victorious skin.
Right? The Victorious skin is pretty sweet. Who knows what champion I never play it's going to be, but it's about collecting. So I was looking through their website. It's a really nice, crisp website. They've got multiple coaches for each role, all of them being challenger, master tier, so they bring a lot of expertise to the table.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah, right? And I'm not actually getting paid for this. This is just the best idea I have.
Use code Titan. Use code Titan. Use code Titan.
Use code Titan to... Did they get a discount?
A 10% discount.
10% discount?
Yes. The kind of thing your grandmother would have killed her firstborn to have back in the 1920s.
Think of the ELO gains you can get for that 10% alone. That could be the difference.
Think about all the hot women you can get when you go back to school. School's starting up. You go back. You tell them. You go walk up to the hottest girl in school, and you go, "I'm Challenger, by the way. I'm Diamond, by the way. Masters GM, by the way. River, you're literally going to have to bring an inflatable raft to school because you're going to be drowning, man."
So for all your water sports needs, make sure you go to Rift School and use code Titan.
I already cut it to a break, and you weren't here to take us to a break.
All right, Titan fans, welcome back. It is Goose yet again here with the Yanks as well. Just a quick update on this Game 2 matchup between Big Damage Energy and TD Aftermath. There was a player emergency that occurred in the middle of that game. That was the reason for the pause. The game was handshaked by both teams as a remake, so they are actually redrafting with former jungler and one of my favorites in the league. Convey is going to join TD Afterbank on this team. Replacing Sejuani's baby daddy as the draft gets underway for this Game 2 remake between Big Damage Energy and TD Afterbank. We're seeing some of these picks come out, and Yanks off screen. You were getting pretty hype about this Twitch pick that we're seeing instead of the Civic, right? There was a little bit of Twitch chat saying that there was a bunch of do nothing compositions being made, and now I feel like maybe with this Twitch, right, there might be a bit more of a need to create some plays around the map, right, with that sneaky Twitch presence. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think taking Dread Baron off of the Ashe. I mean, I know it was making plays. It's one of his comfort picks. It's one of his damage picks. But I think you put him on this rat. I know the cat's not available. Sen is banned out, so Killbot's not going to have it. But I think you can definitely play around this Twitch. Dread has a tendency to pop off on this champion. Believe it or not, I can't wait. I was hype when we were muted behind scenes, and I am still hyped now. This rat is gonna pop off. I can almost guarantee it.
So definitely a bit more excitement coming. I'm way more excited about the Twitch than I am the Ashe. That was still up for both teams, right? TDK and Dread Baron both playing the Ashe. But we are going to see that J4 come back out again on that different jungler now. We'll see if Convey will be able to pilot this champion. Convey, known for the Kayn and the Shyvana, that has been kind of the champions that Convey has played throughout this season. We're going to see a bit more of the early game with the J4 coming out. The J4 Ori combo is like very... it's like very like. Do you think it's like tried and true? Do you think that, with all the new champions in the game, with all the dashes, all the heals, all the resistances now, do you think that the Flag and Dragon to the Shockwave combination is going to be enough to pull this team over the edge in this game too, or do you think it's like just it's pretty much outdated?
No, I mean I think they did exactly what they needed to. They let BDE pick non-dash champions. Twitch, Xerath, they're not going anywhere. Lulu, they're not going anywhere. The only person that's getting out of there is Hecarim, and I believe Ornn can break it with his head charge, unstoppable, whatever it's called thing, because he can break barriers. But I mean, you hop on top of the Twitch and the Xerath with the J4 and the Orianna ultimate, and you know you've got some dead champions. So I think they did exactly what they needed to do. They picked up the J4 to isolate those champions. I don't know about the Hecarim pick. I mean, I personally love Hecarim. I love TLP on Hecarim, but it just seems like you're going to overextend with the Hecarim pick and ulting in, and you're just going to have to hope for the Xerath and the Twitch to either be in good position or be able to ult from the back line. But yeah, I think right now we have some solid drafts from both teams. The Orianna J4 combo, though, I think it's so tried and true with no dashes on the other team.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, right? And I've been on TD side this entire game, but I think this is the first time where I'm just not really having faith in that draft. I think if they really get steamrolling in the early game, then yes, that will have like a big impact. But what we've seen so far is they haven't really been able to produce in this early game. They haven't really been able to get some of these early game ganks. Convey may be coming in different with a different mindset, might be the leader, the inspiration that the team needs to really get them going in these first 5 to 7 minutes that we've seen them struggle with. But I want to say, like, you have the Lulu, right? You have the Lulu to pretty much negate. So somebody's not dying. Somebody's not dying to that. It might be Xerath, it might be Twitch, but whoever Lulu decides to save, right? Whoever, the power of Twitch and Xerath's lives is in the hands of Killbot right now. Right, and they're not going to die. And then again, they're also TD right now is relying, their entire engage is solely reliant on that J4 like it was in the first game. And we saw that didn't work. We saw that they had struggling really getting on top of the enemy team. And now with this disengage that you have Hecarim with the fear, you have Lulu with that the whatever the growth, the ultimate, as well as that disengage from the Ornn horn, right? I think TD is really going to struggle to do any kind of damage. And now I'm questioning where the damage comes from on that side, as opposed to where we've been questioning like big damage energy. I think I'm more so curious as to like, where does TD Afterbank or TD Aftermath or TD Bank or whatever you want to call it. I just now actually got that. where does their damage come from in this
I mean-
composition? And I'm struggling to see it.
The thing is Sivir's bouncing blades. There's a reason why it's picked in pro play. The reason why it's picked in every tier down. The bouncing blades is going to be huge in team fights, and that's exactly what they're playing around. They're playing around the team fight. What they're going to do is the tried and true Trundle split push top. Ornn is not going to be able to stop this Trundle. The only person that's going to be able to go up there is possibly Zareth, but he's not going to be able to match the Trundle. And then they're going to play team fight. They're going to jump on with J4. The Karma is going to protect him. Hopefully he builds Chem Tank to stay alive. And then they're going to go Orianna, Sivir, Bouncing Blades, kill everybody. I can almost guarantee that that's what's going to happen. And it's got to be an outplay macro by Killbot saving whoever's caught. And then a position, basically a positioning thing with Zareth and Twitch to see, when they're going to save their flashes, when they're going to do different things like that. So that way they can beat this TD Bank team.
As we struggle with their name, I definitely. All right, I see the vision. I think we'll just have to get on the rift. I think each team has a shot in this game too, right? With just the different compositions. It is a little funky going into this game too after the remake, but that's what we do. We're Titan Esports. We do what we want because when you do what you want, when you pop in. But let's see as we get onto the rift in just a second with Shot Duck and Craze for this game 2.5 between Big Damage Energy and TD Aftermath. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello and welcome back. As Goose said, game number 2.5 is just about underway. Still BDE and still TD Aftermath, although one player has been swapped out on the side of TD. We now have Convey in, and he's playing the Jarvan.
Yes, sir. I am ready for this Convey redemption arc. I remember we were a little unkind the last time we had TD on stream, and to be fair, they did get kind of destroyed in that series. But I think the Jarvan fits the comp super well. I like what the comp they have does. I think they've got a really good, cohesive team fight comp. They just need to be able to make it to the team fights, which has been a little bit shaky for the last 1.5 games. I mean, we got all of 12 minutes, I think, of Game 2 before the remake.
It was enough.
Yeah.
Oh, as we're gonna see, Icy Point will walk into Kaithal level 1. It's not a very good trade to be taking.
Yeah, are they
level
actually
1
just going for it?
The flash comes out and everything. Yeah, he sent it. That was terrifying. Icy Point pretty much has to back right away and TP.
Yeah. That's so disastrous. That's so bad for that lane. Oh. I mean, that's like the most classic of top lane cheese plays. Like, usually you see it with Darius or a Garen or something, just brush camping for that all-in at level 1. But when...
it worked.
Yeah, it worked out phenomenally. Kaithal has a totally free ride in this lane. Is the scoreboard not updating? The scoreboard looks like it's not updating. I was like, wait a second, there's no way they're 0-0. Okay.
Oh, kill bots and a little bit of pressure. Has to flash away. The ignite comes down from AP Buggy. App Buggy.
Ooh. This is a dangerous lane. They're squishy. They don't have any sustain. They have the shields from Lulu, but with all the poke coming out from the Karma and the Sivir, BD kind of has to be careful here. They're going to be playing on the back foot. The Twitch is going to be just... Excuse me. The Twitch is going to be trying to farm safely and get to that point where he's that assassin AD carry, which snowballs out of control super fast if they do get to that point. But now we've got junglers fighting junglers.
Dodges the knockup, pops the ghost for a little bit extra damage, so to come through on the crowd for Convey, but he's in a little bit of trouble here. There is no flash, but first one's gonna be picked up anyway.
Does TLP have Scorch?
I think it's red buff.
Oh yeah, that makes much more sense than Scorch. Yeah, red buff. Coming through. Really?
So TLP jungle dipping Convey. More likely than you would think.
I mean, is there anything TLP can't do?
That was a solo bolo.
Yeah. In a really tight circumstance, too, because Kaithal was there for backup. TLP was in a sticky situation. He did have Nabra for his own backup, but Nabra didn't actually get any damage off. And so just
Nabra actually used
threading
flash,
the needle.
Unfortunately, trying to... He did get out Convey's flash, but...
Ooh.
Uh-oh, Root's gonna land. See a little bit of damage come through on the Dread Baron. He can't really trade back much more. Convey's here. Little bit short on his jump, but it's gonna be enough to scare Dread Baron flash right out of him.
I mean, getting the flash is good. That's what
TLP is here. TLP is here.
I don't think they have vision.
Exhaust
There's
and
nothing
flash.
in River.
Exhaust and flash on Sivir. Should just go for the Karma here. They are going to go the Karma. The healing's going to come through, though, at the last second. It's just not going to be enough.
Dread Baron.
Greeting for the kill, but Convey's still near. And this fight wasn't quick enough, so Convey's going to be the difference maker as another double kill is going to go over. A triple kill for TDK on the Sivir.
Ooh. Really? I mean, it was well played by TD. Genuinely, that fight was well played by TD. Really poorly played by BDE. Dread Baron stepping up too far when being very low on health and just walking into an area where the bouncing blades from Sivir can just freely ricochet back and forth and get a ton of damage. And now that's 3-0 Sivir at 5 minutes into the game. This game just got really sketchy for BDE, if I'm being honest. The Sivir's a massive part of the damage profile that TD is looking for, is a massive part of their win condition.
Good news is she now has to shut down, and that's going to give Dread Baron confidence to run at her even harder.
True. Yeah, TLP had a little bit of bad luck in the beginning of that fight. The Furious Charge, or whatever the charge skill is called, just ran out, so he didn't actually get the knockback that he was looking for onto the Karma. I think he was trying to get back to the Sivir, so it ran out instead of getting the knockback on Karma. So she got further back in the lane, got closer to the turret than she really should have, which enabled her to just come out of that safely. And by the time for Convey to show up, and now it looks like we're getting another play coming down in bot lane with 4 from TD heading down.
Yeah, I mean, Nabra is already here. They know something's amiss. They're trying to catch up Convey, but he hits the Flag and Drag over the wall, and Nabra successfully defended his bot lane like a good boy. That's respectable mid lane action.
Yeah, some quality team play. Meanwhile, TLP has just kind of been farming up a storm. That's one of the things Hecarim is fantastically good about. Does have good ganks, but also power farms really well. Has now 5 CS lead, which isn't gigantic, but is keeping the jungle camps on cooldown. Has a level lead over Convey, so I'm curious to see where the Onslaught of Shadows comes out for that first ultimate gank. The Ghost is back up, so TLP is in a position to get her done. We've got no dragon up right now, because TD took the dragon after that successful fight in bot lane. So they're gonna have to try to get something done, just get a pick through the lane here. But TLP goes back to base, the lanes are all pushed, and there's not really a lot going on, but TD are looking to make the pick onto Kythal, or up onto Icy Point up top.
3 top side, the flash, the dash not getting away, the root's still going to go through, and he's going to be taken down quite easily. Convey picking that one up for himself.
Yeah, we don't see that much of support roams like that in this league. You see it all the time in pro. That's like the meta is in pro, is the support jungle roams. But a lot of the times we see supports stay in the 2v2 in bot lane. But the ones we really see succeeding are often the ones that roam the map, that get stuff done. We saw that in Game 2 last week, where Oasis just absolutely demolished AH. That was Edza, I think it was, on the Pike, making just play after play. And we see the karma here from AP Buggy getting it done in top lane, and there was no punish in bot lane. TDK PBT didn't even lose a summoner spell, has a 4 CS lead.
Yeah, I mean, the support roam capability of Buggy is kind of enabled by the fact that he has a 3-0 Sivir. They're not going to be able to do much besides sending 3-4 people bottom to push him away from being able to hard clear waves and collect farms. So it's honestly in Buggy's best interest to not be there. Allow TDK to get that free experience and grow even stronger.
Yeah. And now we are seeing setup coming in for the second dragon. We've got an ocean coming up. And ooh. There's a Twitch gank.
Trying to get a little bit of chunk of damage onto FGC.
Oh, doesn't even get the flash out though, but it does push them back, and the Orianna's going back to base. Has the TP, is coming back.
Oh, TLP Onslaught of Shadows behind, trying to catch out of fear. Doesn't gets instantly spell shielded, pulls back Convey, but the hunt is going to get them right out of there.
3v4 in the river, because Dread Baron has gone back to lane.
Flash with the shockwave. TLP is in massive trouble now, even with the Hugify. He's going to go down, and there's almost no damage here for BDE.
I don't know why BD is staying in the river, why they're contesting when Dread Baron went back down to farm bot lane. Like, if the call was that Dread Baron was going to go back down to bot, you give up the dragon, or you don't go for the fight.
That looked like a very sad attempt at taking SGG's life. Dread Baron instantly flashes, tried to get the slow. Right as the arcane comes through, and FCG just flashes away.
I mean,
very sad.
did get the flash out this time. That's more than
it
we
was
can
for
say.
Dread Baron's flash. Not exactly the trade you want to be making on Twitch.
And that is the Rift Herald for first turret of the game. That is first turret, right? Yeah, first turret of the game. Down in bot lane, catapulting TD into a further gold lead. They're sitting at 4K right now at 12 minutes, which is
looks like we'll be inviting Yanks into the cast next game. Yeah, this is looking like a 3-game special. I mean, it was really just all about that misplay in bot lane.
Yeah. If you're BDE, the good news is all the gold, like all of it, is on TDK BBT. If they can shut down this Sivir, they're okay.
So
they
hard
can
to
fight.
the Sivir.
It
Karma
really is.
shields, spell shields, Orianna shields.
Oh, the Hexgate gank.
Hexgate, the Cataclysm is going to suck them right back, and there is no surviving this for Dread Baron, and Killbot's going to be next.
Ooh. Another 2 kills on the board. And this one, it's FGC getting in on it.
BD might start regretting their sincerity and handshaking in this game.
I know, they could have had a free win. It would have been on the life of that poor child.
They should have been like Hungry Box.
Oh, I don't get that reference.
The king of We Take Those. A win is still a win, whether it be technical or not, but BB have chose their route of being honorable people, and respect to that for them, but it looks like a game number 3 might be in the cards at this angle unless something crazy can happen. BD is really, really far behind before 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they're inching closer to 6K gold behind. It was only 4K near like 2 minutes ago. So things starting to go worse. The TLP Hecarim that we were all pretty psyched to see. We like the Chad picks coming in from TLP, but this Hecarim not quite working out. It's one of those picks that when it works, it works. When it doesn't, you are just getting spammed with question mark pings. And it's really the meme of my team's Hecarim versus the other team's Hecarim. Just looks like a completely different champion in those instances. I don't even know how much I love the Red Smite choice from TLP, especially after the Red Smite nerfs that came in, and you get the extra speed boost from Blue Smite. So like, you get the extra damage, you just don't get like the mini exhaust that Red Smite gives. But like specifically on Hecarim, I could see Blue Smite being better. I feel like I would take Blue Smite if I was locking in the champion right now.
I would take Red Smite every day. 3 summoners in 1. OP. My fave.
Pre-nerfs, I was doing that. Literally every game I just took Red Smite. I didn't even think about it. But now there's thinking done. I feel like I've grown in Champ Select. Or not in Champ Select, in the shop.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Icy Point.
He is surrounded by almost every member of TD. He's going to go down 30 seconds before this dragon, which will be soul point for TD.
And it's another Hextech soul. Which feels really weird because that's supposed to be less common?
It's more common than you think.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a TD and you roll all the good stuff all at once.
Really scattered fight that Killbot managed to save themselves, but TLP is the sacrifice, which means this dragon is completely free. And yeah, it just keeps getting worse for BDE here, and I'm starting to think my channel points are cursed. I put them on TD the first game, BDE the second game, because I felt bad for not believing. But, whew.
Oh, Dread Baron caught out the hunt, going to move speed bonuses, keeping TDK in range. Ooh, barely getting out. TDK is going to be able to spell shield the devastating charge and just walk away. Oh, Bright Icy Point is behind. They get a nice knock-up. He misses the knock-up, but it's going to be the kill. Picked up. They need to find TDK, though. They need to find the shutdowns on Convey and TDK. TLP is going to go down. Dreadbear had ults, but hasn't even been able to get in range to shoot anything. He's going to go down almost immediately. And TDK is just running through their team. They haven't been able to focus on me, and he's just chopping them all up.
TDK, like, I swear to God, was out of mana halfway into that fight. And this is post-rework, so Spell Shield doesn't give mana back. The Spell Shields were so phenomenally on point. Spell Shielding the Hecarim knockback, and I believe Spell Shielding the Ornn knockup to keep getting out. Had just, yeah. I'm assuming Presence of Mind is the rune that kept TDK's mana pool going there. But now that's a 902 Sivir. And this is 2 completed items, and Dread Baron does finally have the first item Bork completed. Which is not completely useless, but being completed boots and a full item behind the Sivir is a really rough position to be in. For such an essential role on the team, like an AD carry, not even...
Uh-oh, Killbot found by the Cataclysm. It's going to go down, though. Conway doesn't exactly want to take the fight.
They do have a 5v4 here in mid lane, because Icy Point is down in bot with no TP.
Ornn split push is going absolutely hard right now. Honestly, this is just looking like a rip. More and more for BD on this game.
Yeah, another 2 kills going in for TD Aftermath. After bank. There's the teleport coming over from Kaithal. Has a third of a mana pool, so this isn't as free of a fight as they want to believe. But no, that's a Bork difference right there.
It's looking very free.
Yeah. Ornn didn't even finish the Mythic. Went for the Frozen Heart before finishing the Mythic. So that was I mean, the Trundle attack speed was a little bit less, but that lethal tempo Trundle with Bork, and now Sunderer, you just can't side lane against that. I don't know what you're doing trying to push a bot outer turret at 19 minutes solo as Ornn.
I think they FF'd.
I don't think they're allowed to do that. I mean, that's clearly what just happened, but we're gonna throw this to a brief break while we figure out what's going on.
Coming in. Still here, and he's 6 now, and he wants it, but gotta be.
And actually, it's not even. They find the kill in Pop-Tart. I think we should just round it out item as big happens. Not like what was in, but it's a lot of damage to be started out. And now Tyson is here, but trying from Gladys to keep him safe.
They are still there. Oasis is
still here. They're moving my backs. No, they're gonna be caught into the fight, but hostile takeover does go down, but not enough damage got stuck on the other side of the fight. Away from the ADC, away from Muddy. Muddy goes down, double kill going over the immediately yanked on like that they are. As they try once again to go on here, but it's not exactly a using it off cooldown, but he's starting this fight, and Bolty is caught. Full-time comes through, trying to push back the members away from Bolty. Bolty does hit the flash out. They're not going to get him. It's the heal from Muddy that's going to continue the fight. Caius going further, but he's getting pushed back. He gets pushed back from his jump, and now the bailouts on the Bolty. Bolty's looking for more intense. All of Age Goat has collapsed with the fight, and it's just a huge win. And now they're picking mid. It's going to be over. One fight. 30 minutes into the game, besides the end, as Age Goat took the Baron wave straight down mid. No, dude! What the fuck? Rapper Fetty Wap jailed after alleged FaceTime death threat? Man, don't do that to my boy.
I was waiting for some aggressive action.
Uh-oh.
Bolty's got the...
Oh! The Nethergraphs come in. There it comes, but he's gonna get pulled out of it for the rope for Edsa. And Glad is stunned, he can't do anything to help out. Bolty's just gonna be taken down, but Downfall's rotating. He's here now to help his teammate. Edsa's trying to finish off the kill. He does finish it off, and he's gonna get out with the flash himself.
Yeah.
It's like watching League of Legends Mini. Oh, Potsdam gets pulled. A lot of damage to the first is gonna land, and that's gonna be the ultimate. It's not gonna execute, but it's gonna put her burning out to the bailout. She's gonna go down. So just 1 second, it's gonna be in a lot more trouble. As the smallest Zac ever known to man comes out, and there is the last breath coming through. Forgotten One trying to finish off, but Gladys looking for a different kill. Other side does pick that one up, and now he's turning focus on the Forgotten One. Can Forgotten One outplay Red Smite? Is it possible? It looks like he's doing it. He's got so much damage, and Glada goes down just barely. Double Yasuo ult there, and Downfall no Mega anywhere near in sight. And their bot lane's probably showing up. The full time's gonna come through, but the damage is just a little bit lacking. Forgotten One slides through, but he's gonna give over shutdown. But Edsa is gonna start printing money here. But bot side, a nice shuffle into the tower.
It took him that.
Oh, Showstopper comes through, finds the stun onto multiple. Coconut's gonna pop the ultimate, pushing them back. That's a low HP going down. Lots of stun he's gonna use here. Muddy coming in late though, but Coconut is just running this fight. They cannot take him down. He lands a double root onto both. It's just a slaughter. Coconut, can somebody stop this man?
The shield, the Aegis of the Legion, went over into a Bramble Vest though, but like I think we're gonna see a tank.
I mean, we're going all out right now in the mid lane. It's all coming down. Buddy gets stunned up on the Sejuani ult, but I mean, they're chasing way too far for nothing. Etza just trying to ignore Pop's trying to run for Muddy, just ends up getting them killed. And there's the wall from Azir. Forgotten One, and Glad instantly flashes over it. He does not care. Downfall doesn't even know there's a kill right behind him. He's too busy under the tower trying to take on Renekton. There's the duel comes
on a
out.
rampage.
And this is going to be the end of the game.
All right, we're back for game 3 between TD Aftermath and Big Damage Energy. All the karma of Big Damage Energy just getting completely rolled after agreeing to handshake that forfeit free win that they got from TD Aftermath. Kanbei realizing that he might be the true inspiration this team needs. But we're going to do a little bit something different as we're getting later into the night. I'm actually joined by Yanks, but as well as Craze and Shot Duck here on the analyst desk.
Let's go.
Yo.
Sorry, I stole that from Yanks.
Yeah, you did. I was like, wait a second. I have to make you eat your words twice now. Come on.
Oh my god. Do y'all think that they should have just took that FF in?
I am after back in the day, like when I first started, I was all honorable, and that like the more I played, the more I'm like, free win, go to bed early. We take those every time. I have no remorse.
Praise the old man.
And honestly though, I don't normally rulebook people unless they start rulebooking first. But if somebody rulebooks me, I'm like scouring the page. I'm vengeful. I will rulebook them on the.
I think that's just called being petty. I think that
is petty to a T.
I am.
Wow.
Because if somebody's gonna rulebook me over something small, you bet your ass I'm reading with the fucking giant magnifying glass over the whole rulebook.
And I do have to say, I looked through the rulebook, and it doesn't actually say anything about FFing. So they are in the clear there.
So they can Afterbank can FF right now on homie stock and let BDE take it.
Yeah, they could.
They could just shove the trundle back down their throat with the Ash takeaway from Dread Baron.
Callista. That is a
picking the Callista with Nautilus right away and leaving Ash up feels like a bad choice.
Honestly, though, like knowing the like Dread Baron and Killbot have such a good synergy bot lane, knowing that, and then knowing that how well that Nabra's been playing Vex, I really think that this is like a huge comfort style pick that Steve Dread Baron is going to pop off on this Callista, and Killbot is going to facilitate it. I would be willing to bet that Killbot's going to have at least plus 15 assists. Easy.
I mean, I would hope they pop off, because if they don't, they're picking a dead champion. The bad thing is instantly counterpicked with Ash. Everybody knows Ash just counters Callista naturally because slows counter Callista naturally. So that's just already going to be tough in the bot lane.
Wait, do slows slow down
because
the jumps?
her dash speed gets slowed down, which means her attack speed it's ultimately slowed down unless she's standing still.
I did not know that. The more you know.
So slows really hurt Callista as well as attack speed slows. That's why like Nasus is like the number one Callista counter because you press W, attack speed slow, plus movement slow, plus ratioed.
And we have the instant Swain Ornn.
So I mean, they're just
like
gonna go
beefy front line.
Yeah,
they just go Aatrox here, right? That's what we do. Aatrox again.
Aatrox is really rough into Ornn, but it's playable. I'm not sure how much the new build does into it with a lot of that armor pen that Aatrox has been building into recently, but previously Aatrox really struggled into Ornn because Ornn would just stack infinite armor and Aatrox would die to Sunfire.
My question is how did they get Trundle and Ornn before BDE took either one of them? Like how did they let that slide?
The new BDE 2.0.
The Kaiser?
The Mordekaiser, yeah.
I don't know Icy's champ pool, so it's like one of those things where we're looking at Mordekaiser here, and it's like, is it something that he's going to pop off on? Normally, BDE, Mordekaiser top, it does not go well, whether it's on BDE's team or on the opposing team. So, like, we don't know, like, with the new BDE, this Mordekaiser might be good. It might be a good thing. We don't know.
I don't know. I've never been the biggest fan of Mordekaiser, especially in Pro. I just feel like there are other champions who do what Mordekaiser does, but better or can play less, has more room to play in a different fashion then Mordekaiser always wants to 1v1, always wants to be side. He's kind of, I mean, he can come to team fights. He has a little bit of utility of ulting out during objectives, but unless you create a massive advantage in your lane with the pick, it feels almost useless.
But here's the thing though, Craze. We've seen this type of composition in an exactly different fashion. What was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago now? Gumbers into the Swain. All she had to do was ult the Swain and literally dog won every team fight because all your damage was gone. So I mean, not for nothing. Like, I don't like the Mordekaiser at all, but it does take away your big damage on the TD Bank team.
Also the thing about that is that means Mordekaiser. So that was jungle, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is now the side, and I guess. And when you're playing top Mordekaiser, you're not going to be with your team as much. You want to be drawing side pressure. They're going to be losing a lot of side pressure. The only good thing that's saving them is obviously that enemy team just locked horned, right? So you don't have to worry about somebody trying to side you while you're trying to be in a team fight to pull Swain away. So I think that is one thing that actually can go towards the Mordekaiser, like you said, pulling the Swain out.
Is there a world in which this is a Mordekaiser jungle and a lane Vi? Because earlier in the evening, Dorado actually pulled that switcheroo. They played mid lane Vi. It wasn't successful.
After talking with TOP all week, I do not think it's a jungle Mordekaiser. I think it's
he's a big arcane enjoyer.
Wait a minute.
What would be the most interesting flip-flop is if they put Trundle top to match Mord and went orange jungle on TD after Bank. That would be fun.
That would be 5-head.
Ooh, that would be some spice, yeah.
But I don't know how much anyone has practiced orange jungle after, since his release.
Shout out Singular Bread out there, folks.
So yeah, I mean, obviously we're kind of looking towards seeing if the bot side of BDE can pop off early and get a lead with having the Nabra roams that were really successful game 1 that basically almost won the game with that first rotation where he was able to out-rotate
FGC.
FGC 9. Besides that, I mean, top's going to be a farming fest. Orange shouldn't really die to Mordekaiser unless there's a severe misplay. And I mean, TD is obviously just looking for the team fights mid-game to try to have a fat front line that if Kalissa's not ahead, Vex doesn't have enough damage to one-pop somebody, they can't really pin down somebody, it's going to be really hard for them to find a kill with how fat the front line of TDA is.
All right, so I'm gonna pose the question that I've been asking Yanks then the entire time, because I think we're just about. I think actually we still have a little bit of time before we have onto the Rift. But it sounds like we're already formulating some of these thoughts between TD Afterbanks and how their competition is going to play on big damage energy. But like, who do you think are going to be like the main characters? And then like, why? Like, why are they going to be the reason that their team wins? Like, who are the main characters on each team?
The main characters, the anime pro tags of each team.
Pretty much.
The anime pro tags are going to be Nabra and Dread Baron, I think, for BDE. I would have to assume those are the people that I would expect that I'd want to pop off this game. If they were going to win. I guess for TD, I would say it would have to be probably the Swain and the Trundle. Definitely, Ash is more supportive role. Karma's going to be more supportive. Orange's going to be more supportive. That's where a huge brick of the damage is going to come from, Swain and Trundle. And if they're ahead, they're just champions that will absolutely stat check you.
That's kind of the worry I have with this TD Afterbank comp, is that TDK is like such a massive carry for that team, is what you would consider like the main character, but is playing the Ashe counter pick. I feel like BDE needs Dread Baron to be the main character with this Callista pick going for that. And so it's kind of one way or the other. Like, either Dread Baron gets to be the main character, or TDK shows up with the Rasengan out of nowhere.
I honestly think it's going to come down to Nabra and the mid lane Swain from FCG I think basically if either one of those can get ahead, can get into like side lane and force the play somewhere like we saw the first game with Vex, I think that's going to be like the turning tide. They're going to get either the bot lane ahead with Callista, and then they're not going to be able to pick up with like TDK for Ashe, or just shut down the Ornn top or something. I think it's going to be something where one of those have to make a play early and often.
All right, so definitely big damage energy. Callista is going to be that primal focus. TD Afterbank having a bit more options, be either the Swain or the Trundle. It sounds like what it's coming from. We're about to get onto the Rift. So let's just say right now what each team is playing for is the second seed going into the playoffs, right? Probably going to hold that second seed until the playoffs. They get that 1 week bye. With those two teams dropping out of the league that are being removed from the league, we are going to have all teams make playoffs. But now what's really important about this stream is that these teams will be able to get a chance to get like a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a rest and relaxation if they win this game, likely so, alongside of Dorado with ODZ also taking that forfeit. That's just how the standings, I think, are going to play out after this week. Who do you think gets the second seed bye?
I would definitely have to say it's going to be probably big damage any, depending on what the Dorado happened tonight.
Dorado lost 0-2 tonight.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so I think the winner of this game is probably tied for first.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, with the forfeit from
the winner of this game will be tied for first.
Yeah. So I would have to say
Dorado.
it's probably going to end up being BDE. I think they're going to have more map plays, and they're going to take the win right now.
What do you guys think?
You know what? I'm going to throw a curveball and absolutely agree with Yanks. I think BDE.
Baby! Converted them. Bet your channel points out there, ladies and gentlemen. Get them going.
I've learned from my mistakes. I'm not betting against Yanks ever again.
Oh my God, Yanks is ranking at N with those channel points tonight. Shot Duck, what do you think? Who do you think takes this away?
I mean, I'm 0-2 on my bets for the night.
You'll be both.
You'll
be both. Yo, we have to double down right now. We can't Craze and Yanks take over. We gotta double down.
We've got to double down.
5K on BDE.
We gotta triple down. I'm putting 7K right now on TD Aftermath just to prove a point.
Ooh. I'm gonna match Craze with 5K on BDE. Boom. Get your points out there, boys, ladies and gentlemen. 10K right now sitting on BDE. Who wants free channel points? I do, so bet on TDA.
All right, so I do believe we're ready with them on the Rift, and I don't think we really need to go. We'll probably go to a quick break and be right back as soon as we get on the Rift for Game 3 of TD Aftermath versus Big Damage Energy, for which team will come away with the number 2 seed.
Hello and welcome everybody back onto Summoner's Rift. We have BDE versus TD Aftermath, game number 3, a glorified best of 1 at this point. And not only is it me and Shotuk, we're also joined by our 2 amazing co-stars on the production team, Yanks and Goose, to help out with our casting as we helped out with the analyst desk.
Let's go. We in here. We're in here.
Right? Feels good to be here.
They are invading the opposite sides of the map. Oh.
I feel like this is some next level stuff that's gonna not like get you anything except for some vision, which isn't too bad, but just depends on which side of the jungle each one of them start
If
on.
somebody backs early and then they walk, like, what do they just walk into them? If you like just stay and they walk into them, like, because maybe. Maybe
I mean, here's the thing,
TLP
though.
and Baron are
I
staying
might
there.
walk into them.
Yo,
Yeah,
the
but-
first, it's like a game
Oh,
of hide and seek. Like
Convey.
the first person is gonna be just SOL. as soon
Convey's
as they get
walking
seen.
over there.
Convey's like, that's not a wolf. What the fuck? Dude, why was Icy there? Oh, he's like baiting. He's baiting it. Oh my god.
Oh my
He
god.
was like a living ward.
If
I've
he
never
just
been-
stayed in the blue brush with TLP and Nabra, they 100% kill Convey as he just walks up to the blue buff, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how the level 1s go, but it might have been worth the shot. Put all the money down for game number 3.
I've never been more confused by a start to a game. Like it just seemed like
He was just standing at the wall.
never. What was the? I want to. Whoever gets an I'm not doing an interview today, but if we ever do interview these teams, I want to know what was the thought process going into that early game. Like what was the goal? Like what were we looking for?
Oh, instant flash forward.
Yeah, the flash right on top of AP Buggy, going for some spice.
I think that flash is going to be key though, because that Mordekaiser, all he has to like do is land a hook here, and the Karma's just instantly dead. I mean, that's what he's looking for right here, right now. See? Oh my god.
Whoa.
Might have had
I
the
kinda
girth,
wish-
but not the length on that one.
I kind of wish Killbot had Hex Flash here, because then they
Yeah,
just keep going for that play over and over and over again.
I thought he did, and that's why he would have flashed. So he landed it.
Dread
Dread
Baron
Baron
gets exhausted.
I mean, do they get
Oh,
this?
the
There
rain
it
comes
is.
through. Now they're looking for more Dread Baron.
Oh.
Getting
I
very
thought the
low,
tower
very
was hitting
dangerous.
Dread
Yeah, the
Baron.
Combi's flanking right now. Combi's going to clean this up. If he doesn't get a double kill off this, I'm going to be surprised.
Oh, Dread Baron's looking for a
Oh.
trade though.
Dread Baron's gonna turn it
Trying to fight
around.
this one out, but trying
No.
to
Nope,
slow,
double
not
kill.
enough damage.
But that's
Heads up
super
by
good
Dread
for
Baron.
BDE.
I mean, yeah, you got all your gold on the Callista, the
Well, I
double kill
also
onto the
think-
Trundle.
The waves crashed there, and that totally is awful for TDK. Missing out on a lot of experience there.
Carbon's there to catch it, though. Directed camera's not showing what's going on, because directed camera doesn't care about wave management.
Yeah, it's just production diff. Sorry, guys.
I don't know if the wave actually hit the tower, if Buggy stopped it.
Ooh.
Alright. I
Might have
don't think
lost,
they
like,
missed
maybe
that
one or
much.
two. Actually, nicely saved by Buggy. Now let's watch TDK miss CS. Oh, never mind. River fight.
Yeah, they're missing
TLP
the
is
CS
in
to-
there. TLP is out of there. Both flashes coming down from both junglers.
I don't know if everybody bet their channel points on the right people, but I'm pretty sure I called it. The Callista is 3-1 right now. The Callista is 3-1 right now. I'm just saying, this is just going to snowball. I can almost guarantee it.
Nah.
I was just trying to figure out why they're going for a river fight there when TDK just got back in time to pick up.
I thought
The
like,
minion
The
wave.
solo bolo?
here.
The solo
He's gonna
bolo?
need the flash.
Oh.
I'm surprised Icy didn't follow that one up. The flash.
I mean, with the Q on cooldown, you probably don't get it. so-
I thought he would have predicted the flash. My bet. That's what I meant.
Convey coming in. Wants a piece of this.
Is
He
he?
does have flash.
Ooh.
He's gonna try to use it, but it won't get him out.
Oh.
Alright.
Yeah, bro. Convey is out here looking clean though. He was pretty much the big reason why they won game 2, and now in game 3, he's the reason why they're they're in this early game right now.
I mean,
And that is legit. Like, he's not the late game carry that Dread Baron on the Callista is gonna be. But like
Callista late game. Omega Lol.
Listen, Craze, we've put all our points in BDE this game right now, okay? We're getting early dragons. That means early gold. This Callista is going to scale and do some damage, I'm telling you. Just got to have faith.
She's gonna scale incredibly well into mid game. I agree.
That's fair, but I think jungle's just like an overpowered role right now, and if that gets ahead, that has that agency, like it's just a
well,
wrap.
I think that's something we talked about on AD, right? I believe I said it, but Trundle is a stat checker. Him being 3 kills deep is definitely not a good look. He's incredibly strong right now, Kabe.
Like Kalista has so much to go through in order to like really pop off, and Trundle was like, "I'm just gonna ult you, and you're no longer a champion."
I think
He's
everybody.
aggressive.
I think everybody seems to forget that they have the Mordekaiser ult that's just going to take away any threat that's going to get the Kalista. If they play it right, Icy's just going to sit on top of the Kalista. I know you don't think that they're going to team fight, but this is BDE, team fighting 101. Ice was not on this team to split push anymore.
Well, last game I don't know if it was like team fighting like 0.01 dog. Like,
Listen, that game didn't happen.
The Ord was split pushing that game.
They got a free win, and that was just a scrim last game. Okay, let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Oh god,
I told them to FF that one.
They got to keep their mental
He's
strong.
puppeting from the shadows.
That was yeah, exactly.
A little bit of Bushwookie
here comes
action
the
happening
fight.
here. Kanbei looking out for blood. And immediately he's just gonna send it. Nice dodge on the pillar, but Killbot might not be as lucky. He's gonna have to use his flash here.
oh,
They're trying to find it right. Not enough to kill Kanbei.
they both live. They
Oh
both
my, they
live.
both live on minuscule.
Vex coming in.
But the Vex is here. Nabron's gonna force out the flash.
Yo, how many ignites are on in this game right now? I feel like I've seen everyone get ignited.
Flash forward.
Ooh.
Vex making plays, roaming down. Swain didn't get anything off of it, but Vex did. Like I said, if he's going to be able to move and make plays, they're going to be able to get this bot lane ahead.
Swain didn't get anything yet. Yeah, he's hovering.
And he was there. He didn't get him. Killbot stayed alive.
Swain's creeping. He's looking for it. I guess he's not going to get anything because directed camera's not showing us.
Yeah, directed camera is telling us that nothing is going to happen. He's going to come back, man.
Showing us a Ornn rotation of spells instead of FGC 9.
TLP trying to steal away the blue buff. Doesn't quite get the smite.
As a Vi player right here, TLP just needs to get his ult. He needs to just keep farming, go to his bot lane or his bot side jungle, get your blue, get your Gromp, get 6, and then make a play on this Ashe Karma bot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Byleth from Arcane is best at level 6.
I might have to mute myself every time you make an Arcane reference.
Is it because he's laughing or throwing up? World may never know.
Yeah. What's gonna happen right here is Killbot's gonna hit 6, Vi's gonna hit 6, and they're just gonna go all in on this bot lane. The Convi's up top. You have to make a play on the bot side, cross map. Don't bother, just go bottom.
I mean, and let's say if the wave does get shoved in bottom against TD, I mean, what is the outplay? There really isn't any. They can pick any target that doesn't have flash and basically just blow them up. So, I mean, Buggy can just insta-die and then they can
6.
go for a redive.
If Nautilus hits 6 on this wave, I guarantee you they're gonna make a play, or they should.
Is looking mid instead, though.
Do you think they wait for,
TLP, read the
buy?
script! Read the script, man! TLP!
He's kind of just dancing in that bush. He seems lost.
He's waiting
This
for
is-
this moment.
This is an inexperienced jungler right here. He's not sure what he's gonna do. He's got his Gromp up. He's got his bot lane. You know, they don't see the enemy team. It's one of those things. Make a decision and commit to it. You're not gonna get the dragon. You don't know where everybody is. Go farm.
Yeah, that inefficiency does it. It's not a killer, but it's what's gonna set him further behind Convey.
Yeah, dog. You already down 3 kills. Plus, you're down like an extra kill with that
Baron.
like fit CS diff.
Actually flashes away from that empowered Karma Q. Scared of getting tagged by the slow and getting run down.
Yeah, I don't think Callista dies even if she gets tagged with that.
I don't think even Kanbei was committed to the play at all.
And I
He
mean,
was already walking away.
They get fantastic returns. Getting Callista's flash there is so huge.
Yeah,
the
this is kind of
dragons.
the point that I worry about for BDE. I mean, now that the game's kind of slowed down, Calista isn't popping off, they're not making consistent plays bottom.
But they are collapsing. We've got a 4v4 on this dragon.
Instantly, the Nautilus looks gonna land. The Swain ult coming down. Demonic Ascension, see if they can blow people up. The Swain going down. He's gonna go down instantly. And now Dread Baron's gonna start the pop off. That Yanks is so happy to see. Nabra's gonna finish off that fight, and they're gonna pick up the dragon for themselves. A great engage by Killbot, leading to a decisive teamfight win.
The Killbot engage, hooking that Karma, and then you had Vex coming in, followed up by the CC from TLP, and then nobody is touching Dread Baron. He's literally standing outside of the Swaino, just popping off. Here, take this, take this, take this, and nobody is touching him. Ash was focusing the Nautilus and just let him do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, all the damage got put into Killbot. Like, Dread Baron came out at half health, but oh no, half health on the Callista. Like, no one else on the team was touched, and like, we've seen Nabra and how good the Vex is on them, and just, yeah, that was such a free team fight that I feel like it didn't have to be. I didn't even see who the Enchanted Crystal Arrow tagged.
I honestly didn't. I don't even think I saw it go out.
Yeah, it had to though because it's on cooldown. But it looks like they definitely got a chance to reset their mental at least. Like they like this definitely isn't looking like a team that just forfeited the game like just some odd minutes ago.
No, yeah, does pick up the Herald, drops in mid lane. A little bit of income.
Yeah, I didn't see who got the plate gold there, if it went to FGC or if it was just on Convey.
Just on like an item check though, like BDE is so far ahead. They've got two people
mythics, with two mythics and a fork, which is basically a mythic.
Basically a mythic, yep. And they're getting plates bottom solo on the Callista. I mean, right now they need to start pushing their advantage. Like, there's no reason why.
Nabra is also here instantly to counter gank, and Convey's gonna go down right away.
That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to push their advantage bot lane. You've had the Callista who's 5-1 and 4. They've got the Bork. Now, now we can do a plate push. We can get more on this Callista and potentially dive because what is this team gonna do down here?
CG is waiting though, and then Nabra has already backed off to mid lane, and they don't know that. So if they really take this fight, there might be a little bit of a problem here. Actually, throwing out the root, it's going to be flashed away from Dread Baron, consistently getting slowed. Here's the Demonic Ascension. Ooh, there it goes. Demon Flare going to pick up Dread Baron, and another pullback.
That's what we like to see. Give me them points. FCG9 coming through on the Swain right there. Let's go.
And that's the problem we saw previously, though. We saw Killbot and Dread. We saw them greed for plates, and they got punished by the Sivir. And look what happened again. They're greeding for plates. They saw Nabra go back mid, and instead of communicating, say, hey, play safe here, instead, hey, I don't know where the Swain is. Well, let's push and get these plates and see what we can do. It's just one of those things where you just get greedy and you get punished.
Well, like, I don't even know if it's about the plates, right? It just seems to be like a trend for them because, like, even in the game, the first game when they had the lead on the Vigar Senna, right? They got caught out in that top lane just for being, like, way too far up, right? There wasn't even plates or anything to be had, right? You're not going to get, like, a half tower with a Vigar. You're just kind of out of position and just way too far up without your team to back you up. I think it's just, like, a trend that we're seeing from these two.
You get a little too hypey off a good play and you start going crazy and you forget the enemy team is still on the map. Been there, done that. Oh, playing mid though on FTC. The Soul comes through, and here's the Nautilus ult to Ren. Getting stacked. And good night.
Get popped.
I mean, getting the stopwatch out in that really shitty situation, like, I don't think there's any world in which you survive that. Like, the ult is so far from cooldown, the flash is already burned. Save the stopwatch for an impactful situation instead of burning it there, because that just sucks.
Buggy just barely dodging the Vex ult there. Nabra was out for blood.
Top lane right here, this is a Vi special. You sit in the bush, you let the top laner push out, and you just engage them.
TP's coming through.
TP's already coming in.
Double TP. 3 TPs.
TP's coming in.
There's another one.
I see. Somebody didn't call off this play. I don't know if this is what you want to be TPing into. He's fighting Kame.
Oh,
Kame's pretty
Kame.
weak. Kame's gonna go down, but I see Will as well, and that is
2 for
not
1.
looking too good. Yeah, 2 for 1. Killbot somehow managed to slither his way away.
2 for 1, but Nabra got mid turret, and TLP picked up the Rift Herald. So, gold-wise, pretty even, I think?
Well, it's going to be, like, obviously super impactful because they can drop the Rift right before this dragon spawns, and hopefully, you know, they can push. If people come back in time, I mean, you got 1 second left on the Mordekaiser. Icy's going to come back. It might be a little bit too late. Just depends on how quickly they react to the play on the field.
Right now, they're trying to clear out vision. They haven't pulled the dragon just yet. I believe Icy will have enough time to get down here, but the main difference in this fight from the last is that Kaithal and Icy will be here. No Mordekaiser ult, but
You gotta get in the
there
river.
is an Ornn ultimate.
You gotta get in the river.
Yeah.
You can't fight if you're not on the other side of it. You gotta get in the river.
They're trying to see what position they want to play through.
TLP dropped the Rift.
It's here dropping the Rift. It's going to get singularly Arnold. Did you see him
And
solo
caught.
bullet, but they think he's just a flash away. This is a really dirty fight. Everybody is scattered. Killbot's
But the
going to
thing
get
is, Callista's solo firing.
Oh baby!
Gonna get pulled in FGC.
Convey. Let's go.
And somehow Nabra didn't get any kills. Like, the Vex went flying off the bottom side of the screen towards TDK and AP Buggy, and next thing I know, the Vex is just, like, skulking away through the red side jungle. I have no idea how Vex didn't get anything done there with the amount of damage Nabra does.
I just think it's BD's the way they set up for that fight was not in their favor. Look at their team, Callista, the Vi, the Vex. They want to find picks there. You don't want to all-out team fight against a Swain and a Karma and an Ornn. You're not going to win. And TLP had a horrible positioning for that fight, instantly getting separated. Had the flash over the wall. It was 25% HP at the start. That's not how you want to start off a team fight.
And the other thing from that fight was just the start of it with Kaithal solo Ornn ulting. That was TLP, right? Instead of going for, like, if you send that Ornn ult through the river, you get at least 3 or 4 people knocked up. Or at least you separate them out as they, like, try to dodge in different directions, and you get that, like, Gragas ult style chaos. But instead just going to chunk out TLP, who didn't even have a mythic at that point, was the one person on the Rift who didn't have a mythic item.
Oh my, Killbot.
And that felt super
Killbot
bad.
is going for it all.
I mean, I definitely respect Killbot for trying to make plays for his team. I mean, if he lands potentially like 1 or 2 solid Nautilus ults the whole game, I mean, potentially he's swinging huge team fights. So I mean, I can definitely respect it.
Ooh,
Well,
FGC.
A lot of damage with the fight in the mid lane.
A solo
Death Realm
bolo up top.
is down. Yep. Flash over the wall for Convey to get himself out, but yeah, it looks like Nabra bit off a little bit more than he can chew. I mean, this Swain is he's not weak anymore. You can't pick on him. He's strong.
Yeah, but back to you, Yanks. Who does Killbot even land a hook on in this game? Right at this point, it's like you like probably the Ashe is like the most obvious answer, but like if TDK is doing anything smart,
You're taking
Karma with shields. You think so? You think that they have enough damage to burst through the shields before the team comes? So like, and like,
I mean,
but do you think Karma has enough impact in a team fight for that to matter though? Like, but like that's not the
Absolutely.
damage.
Absolutely, yeah, but you're taking away the shields, the speed ups, everything. I mean, you're potentially looking at either a 4v4 or a 4v5 in the favor of BDE. You're taking somebody out of the equation, and it could result in a win for you. At this point right now, they've lost their gold lead, so they need to get the picks where they can, and that's exactly what I think Killbot was trying to do. Granted, I mean, you obviously want it on the Ashe or you want it on somebody else, but you take it where you can. But you can't have Vex top soloing with Swain and losing the 1v1. You got to respect his damage.
I think the main problem I see right now with BD's comp is that they all have to funnel into TD. That's exactly what TD want. They want to duke it out with the Trundle. They want these long fights with the Swain. And if they can't find the picks before the fights begin, they're kind of forcing themselves into a losing situation.
And they do have, like, a fantastic ability to make that like solo pick to take someone out before the fight starts. Between the Vi ult, the Nautilus ult, like the single target layered CC, if they can control vision, if they can dominate just like a quadrant of the map. Ooh, TLP almost getting picked. But, like,
take a look at the items right now, though. You have 2 items on Swain, 1 on Vex, 2 item PowerPoint or Breakpoint on the Callista. I mean,
Vex
Ash
has 2
just
items.
had. Oh, she finished
just walking up to
Okay.
orange.
Kaithal.
I don't know how this plays out. It's gonna be close.
No, Kaithal gets
Stacks,
popped.
though.
Kaithal gets popped because of the heal.
It was extremely close, though. Dread Baron able to mechanically outplay that situation.
But what I was getting at, so Mordecai has 1 item, Vi has 1 item, but their counterparts have each 2 items. The Vex just finished his 2nd item, so he's a little bit on par with the Swain, obviously. But I mean, the main damage dealer here is the Callista, and he's got 2 items, and he just solo boloed the Ornn. So I think you got to keep playing through him, let him get his farm, and make plays for him.
Icy Point just got that red buff. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, you also gotta keep in mind that like if it just keeps going even like it is now, right? The gold's dead even, like almost to a T. The kills are dead even to a T, right? The items are a little stacked, but hold on.
Oh yeah,
You can't fight without
Icy
Vex here. It's 4v5 right now. You can't
Gonna
fight
pull
this.
the Karma into the Death Realm. Gonna
Oh,
get
the
pulled
Vex
back.
ult on Ash.
In on the Ash is the knockup. It's gonna be shut down already. Give it over. Kabe gonna go down. Icy's gonna pick one up on the other side of the fight. And now Dread Baron trying to get away from the Swain, getting away from the roots and the slows. They need to
They
kite
can
out
engage
the
here as
Swain
soon as the
ultimate.
Swain ult's done.
Swain, let's go! Go back in!
They
Swain!
cannot get away from the Swain.
Go back in, Swain! Oh, the Ornn!
The
Ornn!
Ornn is gonna come through.
Swain's still going! Flash, go something!
Oh my god, they just stayed in the Swain range the whole time, so his ult just kept channeling.
Oh god, what do we
Oh, Dread
do?
Baron though.
And he's got his dodging slippers on today, but he's got
Oh my.
King Kaithal coming through on the Ornn.
And then Max-
Oh god, but maybe the overstay.
Don't start the dragon. Why are you starting the dragon?
Yo, what are we watching? Because he knows his damage.
Oh,
Because he knows what he's capable of. That's why. He
Oh my god,
knows.
his dick is huge.
Let's go.
I was
Zonia's
ready to go.
not used as a Zonia's saved for another fight, right?
I was so ready to go off about Kaithal being so greedy after just getting soloed by Dread Baron and bot lane, but then gets 3 kills there, and I can't say anything.
Yeah, honestly, that's more on the bro for like getting that close as a Vex. Like, I don't think you needed to be anywhere close to that Ornn to kill him.
Oh, you just let the Ornn take it. He's not going to solo dragon anyway with the new buffs to it. And if he is, he's going to be there forever. There's no point to it.
Yeah, you just like Vex auto once and let the Infernal
let him
Dragon
die.
solo him.
Let him die.
Oh god. But I was saying, and you can even see it now. It's saying that you got to worry about like the Ornn items that are gonna come through, and also apparently you got to worry about Ornn in general.
Ornn has a 2-level lead on
Dude,
Icy Point.
What
here.
has Icy Point been doing? This is not what you want.
He messed up his grab so that way it pushes him back. Yeah, that wasn't that great.
I just mean like in total game state, Icy Point is if you're Mordekaiser and you're losing to Ornn, this like almost 30 minutes of the game, there is a severe problem that you have had.
I did highlight the Ornn in BDE games, so it is one of those issues that BDE's always had. But
You're right now. I mean, meanwhile in bot lane, I should be saying the TP is
It's
coming
the Swain
down.
TP
Astro's gonna go
coming in.
wide. Swain instantly gonna ult. The rally is
Zanya's.
quite huge.
God.
The Blast
Why?
Cone Riot Games moment Killbot might be the sacrificial lamb for this one though. Dread Baron, just let him die. Dread Baron, just let him die.
Oh,
No!
more
you got Vex in-
Ornn, let's go. King Kaithal. They're like, somebody crown this guy. Oh
Kill
my
that
god.
flash.
Icy missed the pullback once again. He's got to practice that in some solo queue.
This fight's been going on for like 10 minutes now,
bro.
and Nabra is still sitting in top. Hasn't even like thought about joining this fight.
TLP gets a trade, but is that enough?
I mean, I think that's a good trade for TLP because I think that saves the Baron. I don't think they can do Baron now, whereas if Convey's up, that's a Baron angle 100%, I think.
Ornalt is coming through. 1 HP, the Vision of the Empire! It's gonna be the Karma.
This game is pretty much Kaithal versus Callista. That's like...
Yeah.
Well, Callista just finished Lord Dom, so once again, just going to be popping out some damage.
Owen's about to back with another 3,000 gold from the 3 kills
really
he just got.
unfortunate is that Callista is so low range, and she's just going to be struggling into Rally's Swain.
Yeah, the Swain slow zone in the ult has been massive. Like, Dread Baron's been getting chunked by, like, incidental
Are they just trying to sneak the Baron? They're just trying to sneak the Baron with the Rin stacks.
No way they don't check that, though. No way they don't get caught out.
Yeah,
no way we don't check this. No way we don't check this at 27 minutes.
They have to see
coming
it.
in.
They see it, but it's low. I mean, did they turn? No, they gotta finish. They have to finish it. The arrow comes through!
Oh, Dread Baron's caught!
Oh, wow, the arrow, though!
Give me my channel points. The legend. The legend.
Steal. It's still a game, right? They just push it in here, but
I don't think it can end.
Icy has Baron.
No, they don't.
TLP
stole it. Oh,
yeah,
I see. For some reason, I see a frosted horn, and I'm like, wait a second.
Well, Icy is about to die. Unreal.
Why would you walk up?
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Your whole team is dead. What are you gonna 1v9 this? You're down 3 levels.
So ornaments coming out on Trundle, Swain, Ashe. So everybody's got an ornament. It's like Karma. That's big. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. Also makes Ornn tankier.
And we're not done yet. We've got a dragon.
There's a horde coming.
45 seconds.
Everyone flashes it, and the crystal arrow is just completely.
Dread is so out of position here. Holy crap! What is he doing?
Look how bad Callista is.
I don't know if we should be like unimpressed with the positioning or like unimpressed with the amount of missed skill shots.
But the Vex ult gets taken into the Death Realm.
Convey's running out of base to come here. This is a 4v5 fight.
I think he's gonna.
You have to protect your Vex. You have to protect. He's your only damage.
Convey just walks up to Vex.
This is looking like a doomer. Boys,
this is a fiesta.
Never boat alongside Yanks.
This is what happens when Sims gets into the chat, bro. It turns into a clown fiesta, dog. Like, Jesus.
I mean, does
Voltsy willed this into existence with his 20k channel points.
You know what, though? I'm on a net positive because I won like 16,000, so I only bet 2k here. I'm good with it.
This will most definitely be the end of the series. TDA are going to take game number 3. And what else to say but BDE should have been ruthless. Should have made him FF. Should have taken the free dirty win. You're too honorable, and this is where your honor leads you. As the famous words of Yasuo, look around you, brother. Your honor stains the ground.
Wow.
Oh my god, what did we just witness? What did we just witness?
Yeah, we just witnessed like 50 kills in 29 minutes.
Oh god. Alright. Well,
close game, guys. Close game.
Yeah, actually it was though. For a long time it was pretty close. I think that's gonna do it for us though. I think we've had enough fun here with the quadcast as TD Aftermath take a reverse sweep in this series to take 2-1 over big damage energy in this week 8 matchup of the Divinity League. We have so many people that we got Goose, we got Craze, we got Shot, like we got Yanks, all in the building for this final cast, just having a little bit of fun. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, Tuesday, for the Gladiator League at 8 p.m., as well as on Wednesday for our Conqueror League matchup that you can see right there on the screen, the matchups for the rest of the week. You can follow us at our Twitter handles that are somewhere on the screen. And other than that, anything else you guys want to say before we sign off?
Yanks, you owe me 5K. I would have done
Yeah,
that.
you do gotta pay up, dog. I don't want. We accept cash only.
I'll Venmo you guys. I got you.
Don't bet alongside Yanks. We'll certainly lose. But also, all gamblers lose 100% of the time unless they don't. Then they win 2,000%. So
90% of gamblers give up before they hit in the big. So
yeah,
that's science. All right, well, that's gonna do it for us here on Titan Esports. We're gonna sign off before we say something that'll get us banned. And that's gonna do it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. For Gladiator League. We're out.